Welcome, everybody, to the Shipwreck Podcast. I'm your host, Bobby Ship. Uh, Hope everybody's doing well today. Cannot hear myself at all today. Testing. All right, there you go. There you go. Welcome, everybody, to the Shipwreck Podcast. I'm your host, Bobby Ship. Had a little technical difficulties. My co-producer was hitting my buttons. Hope everybody's doing well. Welcome. Happy, excited for today's show. We are going to. We're one quarter down, y'all. We are officially one quarter down in this world of Trump that we live in right now. And we got 3 quarters to go. I'm looking forward to the halftime show. I know it's not going to be Bad Bunny, though. That's one thing I do know. It's not going to be Bad Bunny. But with that being said, I'm just happy that we're here for another week. I hope everybody had a great and blessed week. Um, Man, there was some things happened this week that I definitely want to get into. Um, again, I hope everybody just had a great week. Yesterday again was the 1 year anniversary of the inauguration of our current president, Donald J. Trump, and yeah, he came out with a presser and had some things to say. And with that being said, I'm gonna start. He came out with a presser that had 365 accomplishments, basically one for each day that he's been in office. So, um, the book was pretty thick. And being the factual person I like to be, I wanted to give him the opportunity to address us all with those accomplishments. So I just went ahead and I got him going right there. So we're going to start with number one and keep him going. These are the 365 accomplishments that Trump has done over these last year. I am not going to read them, obviously. I couldn't say that those things are actually true. A lot of them, I know that they aren't, but that's besides the point. I just wanted to give him his opportunity, his space as the president to show us all of the things that he has done. Um, got a pack filled show. We got some guests lined up, and we're going to start bringing some people on now. First one I'm gonna bring on is Chris. How you doing? How you doing there, my brother Chris? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. What's going on, Bobby?
Welcome to the pod. This is your first time on. I truly appreciate it.
Yeah,
Um,
for sure.
I'm looking forward to hearing your opinions and your viewpoints on the first year in office. Um, so welcome. I'm gonna bring on everybody else, and then we want to start to get into the show. Ronnie, once again, welcome. There we go. Welcome to the show. How you doing today? Oh, we can't hear you. Can't hear you. There you
How
go.
y'all doing?
Good. How you doing today?
Great, bro. I'm glad to see everyone, doing what we do when we do it. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah. Welcome. All right, we
Ready.
bring on our last one that we had, last guest we had so far. Welcome back to the couch again, my brother Black. How you doing today, Black?
What's up, bro? How you
Good,
been?
good. Everybody's been good. Everybody's good. I'm blessed. Can't complain about anything really. I'm just enjoying these. We had 127 accomplishments so far as we're still going. Um, oh, we got one more guest. So I guess this gonna be a good show today. I think. Welcome back to the pod, Vanessa. Vanessa. Hold on. There you go. Uh oh. There you go. There you go. Welcome, Vanessa. How you doing?
Hey, how are you guys?
Good. Welcome back to the pod. Welcome back to the couch. We missed you.
Miss you guys too.
All right. So we still got our accomplishments going. We're not going to interrupt that right now, but
I wish you could pause this because there's some stuff I want to read too.
oh, okay. I'll can send this to you if you want. I can't slow it down
What's
because
the link where you get it from so I can pull it up.
hold on one second. I can get that for you. It was on a whitehouse.gov link. It was a
Okay.
White House link that had all of his accomplishments.
Right.
So Chris, again, welcome for coming on. And
Indeed. It's been a minute, bro. I'm glad. I told you I would jump on one of these, man. This has been hard to line it up.
you did, and I appreciate you coming on.
For sure.
This is, like I said, this is your first time on the couch, and uh, what is your viewpoints as far as politically wise? Are you the Democrat,
So
Republican?
I'm a conservative.
Okay.
Um, and that is the catch-all. Because I'll be honest with you,
Yeah.
I voted Republican and Democrat.
Okay.
I'm a centrist. I believe in personal liberties. Some would say I
All right.
might be in some circles I'm a libertarian,
All
but
right.
you know, I have my own viewpoints. I'm not somebody that's going to follow somebody down to the pits. I won't be standing behind somebody if I don't believe in in everything that they have going on, but I'm not going to be somebody that has to that 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 everything that somebody's doing has to align. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like that, you got to be able to take the good with the bad because nobody's perfect. At the end of the day, you kind of got to put it on a scale and see what the weights and measures look like for what balances your household. So
Mhm.
that's what my grandfather taught me. You got to do what's best for your household, man.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I appreciate that. Appreciate so I like to ask, did you support Trump ever or in his last election at all?
I did vote for Trump. I voted for Trump, and I'll be honest with you. Um, yeah, I mean that's kind of all there is to it. Like I had my red flags. My biggest one being, and I don't know if we ever talked about this. My
Mhm.
biggest one being his connection to Israel,
Okay.
and I've been very vocal about that. Like I kind of saw it as a problem, but I didn't see how deep or how much they had their hooks in them. But you know that ship kind of goes. It kind of sails both ways when it comes to um, our political stratosphere and its connection to Israel. So I didn't see it as deep as it was with Trump. And so, looking back on it, hindsight's 2020. I probably should have, but that was my red flag at that time. But yeah, I voted for Trump both times. As a matter of fact, I also voted for Barack Obama both times. So
Okay. All right. So before we go any further, this is the first question I like to ask anybody that voted for Trump, and I'm not sure if you know about this or not. So if it's new to you, absolutely just say you didn't know about it or anything like that. But did you know who Lawrence Taylor is, the football player?
I'm sorry. Say that again. I'm sorry.
You know who Lawrence Taylor, the football player, is, correct?
LT. Yeah. We're
Yeah,
going to
LT.
yeah.
So, are you aware that he is a child rapist? That he was convicted of sexual assault of a minor, of a 16-year-old girl? Rape?
No, I didn't. I don't really follow him, so that's it's not news to me
Yeah,
considering like what he was on, what type of time he
yeah.
was on back when he was in the you know in the
Mhm.
league. Any given Sunday kind of was a good reflection of who he was at
Good,
that time.
good. He was. Okay, okay. All right. So the reason why I asked is because this past year, Trump has put him on, brought him to the White House, put him behind the seal of the
Mm,
presidency, and named him to a board for youth, for
that's
children,
wild.
a national board for fitness for
That's
children.
wild.
And yes, as a sex offender, does that bother you? I mean, not you as a sex offender,
Yeah.
as him being
I
a sex
was like,
offender,
what?
being a sex offender,
Nah,
does that
it
bother you?
it
Does
it
that
gives me
bother you? Is
pause.
that a
It
problem?
gives me pause, and I'm gonna say
Okay,
this, and I
all right.
and I don't know if you notice about me, Bobby, but I'm very even,
Mhm.
like level headed. So I don't
Yeah.
like to do what about this one because I feel like they dilute some things. But I'll say this:
Mhm.
um, we see that this is not a new thing. It sucks and it's disgusting, but it's not a new thing because we see that the whole. I mean, all the last few administrations, we can line them up, whether it be the Epstein list or whatever, we can line them up and
Mhm.
show and clearly see the path to, I mean, especially in Congress, I mean, with the boy pages and all that, we can clearly
Mhm.
see the Roman or the Greek influence on how they treat minors and and that kind of that pedophile what's the word, that pedophile pipeline, if you will.
Yeah.
So I mean, it kind of pervades throughout politics. That's why, I don't know if you noticed this, but you saw me peel back, right? You saw me peel back from, I had my own show and all this stuff.
Yeah,
I
you did.
peeled back because that was why, because I started to see the cracks in the facade. I started to see how it was never just on one side. It was so spread out evenly that you really couldn't put your finger on it. You knew it was dirty, but you couldn't find the source. And to come to realize you can't find the source because it's everywhere. It's everyone all the time, everywhere.
I,
So
I,
there is no.
I
Go ahead.
push
I'm
back
sorry.
a little bit. I'm not going to say that I can't personally say that is everywhere and at every point or anything like that. I can't personally say that. But I will
I'm
say
saying
that,
at the highest levels.
yeah, at the highest level. But I don't think I'll just speak for this point what I was making with LT being on his board.
Mhm.
I don't think any other president, and I'm gonna include Nixon in that, would put a known convicted sex offender on there. And I'm not saying that you're making excuses for, but whatsoever you're not.
Mm.
You're basically saying that it's prevailing everywhere. And I understand what you're saying. The pages, the mail pages, the sexual exploitation of staffers and stuff like that. I understand exactly where you're coming from. And I'm not disagreeing with you there,
Uh-huh.
but I think this in and of itself is a little different, And don't get me wrong, I think everybody let us all down with the Epstein thing. And I'm late to the party on
Right.
that. I was not a big Epstein files and all of this stuff. I was very, very late to the party. I'm within the last few months late, to be honest with
Oh
you.
man.
So but I think this is just a different level of that. I'm gonna open the floor. I'm gonna get Vanessa a chance. Would you like anything to say what we talked about so far?
I mean, I don't agree with just about anything that he said. I respect where you're coming from. I understand, the I guess the impulse to think like, okay, like the whole system's corrupt, or like it's always from the top down, or that kind of thing. But I think there's two very different ways that this kind of thing is handled. Um, just even going like to like a minor sex scandal, the Democratic Party handles that different than the Republican Party.
Wait. Hold on. I'm gonna say this, and I'm about. I think we should be very careful about how we claim that parties handle sex scandals, because that's a very, very slippery slope and a very deep pit that we don't want to go down when it comes to
I'm
Democrats and Republicans. That's not something we want to discuss.
so
It's not
I'm
something
not
we want to
saying
debate.
that there's not people on both sides who do bad things. I'm saying that statistically, collectively, as a unit, Democrats tend to handle that. The person in political power tends to disappear, whether or not it was I am an adult man showing my underweared penis to a adult person who, with like Anthony Weiner, right? That was two
Mhm.
consenting adults doing some dumb shit. Nobody even like touched each other. That man evaporated, right? Like that's the kind of thing I'm talking about. I'm talking about Al
So
Franken. I'm talking about
Yeah.
like there's a lot of people on the Democratic side who have just even minor sex scandals, they evaporate. Now on the Republican side, we have a
wait.
tendency to apply like,
What
yeah,
about
so
what's his
you
name?
said we weren't going to do whataboutism, and we're not going to do tit for tat, check for check, because I'm
Well,
sure
but
there
hold
are
on.
some
If
examples.
you're saying a
There are
main claim about
examples.
a whole party,
Okay, so like I
we
said,
can't go down the
so
road to do that.
like
We
I
can't do
said,
that.
there are people who do extreme things on both sides, but as a whole, statistically, usually the Democratic Party handles that a little bit differently than the Republican Party. Now,
Okay, so you say
what I was
statistically.
trying, okay, so you
Okay, I'm
keep
sorry.
cutting
Go
me
ahead.
off at the
Go
same
ahead.
part. So, how the
Show me
Republicans tend,
statistics.
so like I was trying to say, how the Republicans typically tend to handle that kind of thing is there's this kind of like, let's rehabilitate this person, let's apply our Christian values and like bring him back into the fold, and we're gonna stand up with him, and we're gonna say things like, oh well, kids do dumb shit, or that's between a man and his wife, or whatever, and they clean it up and they brush it off. And when they do pay attention to it, that dude is still hanging out at parties. He's still in the background. He's still, whipping up votes. He's still at political. Uh, uh, I'm trying to think of the word, like conventions and gatherings, and there's still part of the agenda until the people get sick of it. It's not the party going, we need to cut bait and get rid of this dude. It's the people having to react and going, why is this dude still here? Why is Matt Gaetz still here? Right? Like he might be gone right this moment, but it took them months to get rid of that man. So it is something that happens across the political spectrum within those parties. It is something that you can point to over and over and over again. I don't know. I'm like, I know that's not what the show is about today,
Yeah,
but
but I just wanted to start with that really.
No,
Here's some chance. Go ahead and
can I
rebut.
hold on?
Yeah,
Can I
absolutely.
rebut?
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead.
Okay, so I think that that's a very dangerous very dangerous thing that you just did by allowing yourself to generalize and encapsulate a whole party and say that this party is doing this thing and this party is not, as a whole. You did not provide not one iota or one shred of evidence, one iota or shred of, and I'm definitely not trying to protect anybody, but I would like for you,
Mhm.
as you generalize, to definitely provide some type of formulaic or some type of quantifiable data, because when you generalize and you say these things, that everything you just said,
Yeah.
you
You
can't
could
prove it.
pretend that the math isn't
And I'm
there
not
because
saying
I
that you.
can't produce
I'm
a
not saying. Look, no,
report.
no, 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 no.
But
I
like,
said,
Hold on, give him
time
a
out.
second.
I
Let him
sat
talk.
there and listened every single
Go
thing.
ahead.
Hold on, time out, time out. I was very quiet. I was very quiet. Now, you are saying a very generalized thing, and you're saying
and I admitted
statistically.
that.
Now, when you say no, hold on. When you say statistically, you got to provide some numbers to go with that.
All right.
Now,
Then let's
also,
put a pin in it. I'll be
hold
back
on,
in a
hold on.
minute.
I'm not done. I'm not done. I'm not
Go ahead.
done,
Go ahead.
because I'm not trying to circumvent or throw shade or cast dispersion, because look, I told you at the end of the day, if people are guilty of something, they're guilty of something. I don't
Mhm.
I don't stand behind a party as a person. I stand behind planks as a person. If something is, I believe in certain things, those things are what I will protect. I won't protect people that are doing wrong. So if you get on here and you prove that somebody's doing something, hey, look, I didn't get on this show to protect anybody, especially not
Mhm.
perverts or pedophiles. You feel
Mhm.
me? So I don't, that is not something that I will be doing, is arguing in favor of pervert, whether they be a elephant or a donkey. You damn straight on that. I'm gonna tell you right now. So
And
I
I
want that to be made clear.
and that's the reason why I asked the question, is because I have had conversations with other Trump supporters who literally rationalized and actually went into what type of rape he did and how this rape is
Oh,
different level of rape than some real off the wall
oh,
shit. And so,
yeah,
and so,
Bobby, you
so
got you know me, baby. I'm
yeah,
not going down
but,
that path.
but that's the question I ask every Trump supporter first, and the reason why is because that tells me right then and there if we're gonna be able to have a civilized conversation about what's right or wrong and
Oh
a
yeah, big
dialogue.
facts.
You get what I'm saying?
Big
Like,
fact.
so it's
Yeah,
like if
and
you
I
can't
don't want to
believe
have
me,
any disrespect towards
Vanessa,
what is your name? I'm so
yeah,
sorry, Vanessa. I
Vanessa.
don't I
Yeah.
don't want her to I don't want you to think that I am debating for debate's sake. I just don't like it when people cast a wide net and then don't give anything to back that up. So look,
So
that's where I'm coming from with that. Because look, I'm
what
not
kind
I'm
of
not here to protect
quantifiable data do
anybody
you
that's doing
want?
wrong.
What kind of quantifiable data
No,
do
I'm
you
just saying
want? Do
if
you
you
want
if you're
like
gonna say
Let's try to get into a little bit later. The reason why, because I didn't want to make this about
yeah,
the pedophiles and all that stuff. I wanted to talk more about
that part.
the presidency and his policies as a whole, and how and actually getting grading on the first year of where we are. Um, but so I do want to move on, but before I do, I want to give Black and Ronnie a quick second to if y'all wanted to say something real quick before we move on to like I said, trying to grade the first year and seeing where we are. Black,
Go. Oh,
Ronnie, go ahead and go, Ronnie.
Just real quick.
Mhm.
Generalizations, and I get his point is right now we are not in the school room. We are making opinionated things that we can quantify eventually, right? So the conversations aren't quantifiable when he needs to be quantifiable because you don't even know where the conversations are going to go. So generalizations is how conversations continue to go. Just my point of just just how I think. And I get how uh, I know it's not good to like generalize everybody, and I get what he's saying. Oh, you can't say the whole world is human. Wait, some of them think they cats, right? So is that a generalization, or do I need to pull the
That's
data?
that's a false that's a false
Hold on, hear me
equivalency.
out. Hear me out.
I've got the data. I looked
No,
it
no,
up,
no, no, no,
Brandon.
no, no. So
Right.
hear me out. So two things can be right at the same time. So both of y'all right in your own thing. So my point is
I
like
got a
this.
bad connection. I'm
It's
only
it,
hearing every other word. I'm sorry.
Oh,
yeah, no
okay.
worries. We here to
If you
discuss some
want, you can
stuff.
call me. If you want to call, I'm gonna send you my number, and you can call me, and then you can talk that way instead of being over the data.
Yeah. So, yeah, but for me, I mean, just to have the opinion of other people is great. I mean, and just stand by back by what people stand by. I mean, people are going to be people. Are we going to agree with everything? No, hell no. But Don't cut someone down saying, "Hey, this is what I don't like because this is how you say it." How that person says that's not the way to communicate, in my opinion. So for me, let's just rock and roll. Let's talk about the stuff, and
Let's
keep
get to
moving.
it. Black.
Same with me. That generalization that you can't be right because it's generalized, and I don't think that's 100% correct either. I think we can generalize it.
Oh,
If it's 51%, we can say, okay, that's majority of the
Right.
people. That's
but
generalizing. We
how
don't
do
have
you
to be
know that's
one
the thing
hundred.
right there.
Okay,
I'm sorry,
but
but
hold on, hold
51%.
on, hold on,
That's a
hold on,
general.
hold
That is
on,
a thing.
bro. Let
This
me
is just. I'm. Just,
finish.
I'm sorry. Okay, I'm
Let me
sorry.
Let me
I'm
finish.
sorry.
finish, Chris.
You
I'm
Let me
you
sorry. I'm sorry.
talked and I said absolutely
Yeah,
nothing.
you're right.
So
You're right. You're
it's
right,
me
fam. You're
talking.
right, fam. My bad. Go ahead, Bubba.
So when we are talking, it's our opinion. It's not up to you to say that our opinion is wrong
Okay,
based
then
on our
say that.
experience. Then okay,
You got to say
that's
that.
what conversation is. We're not saying we are factually 100% correct that everybody is a pedophile. We're not saying that. We're saying based on our experience, and we have been following politics for a long time as well. So I'm not sure your background, Shipman said a little bit earlier, and you said a little few things about your background. But we not dummies on this phone call. We not just coming to this game either, or to this world either. We've been following politics, and based on our experience, we can say what we have been following and what we know that the Republicans handle things slightly different
Mhm.
than the Democrats. And when in my experience, which I've been in politics for about 30, 35 years or following it anyway,
Hold on.
if
I think he may be
the
on the phone. He's calling me now. Hello. Yeah. Hold on. Let me see. Why is it not? Yeah. Hold on. I'm trying to put you on now.
I'm hoping.
Yeah.
I'm
There you go.
being. I'm
There you
being.
go. Can
Okay.
y'all hear him?
yeah,
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead.
Good deal. So
so
I didn't know. We still talking black?
Yeah.
yeah, finishing what and I'll try to wrap it up because I know this is not what the show about, but it just when we as people talk, we are based on our experience, on our generalization based on what we have experienced. So that's part of conversation. We are telling you how we feel and what we see and what we experience. If you don't disagree, then don't just say I disagree with your generalization because my experience is different. But don't tell us that that is not factually correct and what we can't do. It's all in respect. You feel how you feel, great. We feel how we feel, great. Now Vanessa went and looked up some statistics, some numbers, and if she
Yeah.
got time, I'm pretty sure she would say it. But I guarantee you, based on what she said and the numbers that she pulled up, her statements are more correct than they are wrong. That's all I'm saying.
And get.
Facts.
I'll say
Go.
this.
Go ahead.
Real quick. Um, I hope y'all know how dangerous it is to have a conversation to have a conversation and say things like in whole or overall or to make general statements like that because it goes both ways and you got to understand
Right.
that people listening to your discourse they may see you have to tell somebody that this is my opinion before you say oh and then you can't make a general statement over a whole group of people and say oh this is my opinion you can but then it won't we don't have to take you serious that's the thing if you could
That's your right though. That's your right.
let me finish. Let me
Go ahead.
finish. Let me finish. If you did have some type of data, you're gonna be pressed for it. You're gonna be called out to say, "Hey, give me that data." If you say that a vast majority, I need that 51%. Actually, I need a vaster majority than 51%. If you say
The vast
vast
majority
majority,
is way more than 50. I would
right,
say that's like 60,
exactly,
70%. I would say vast majority.
exactly. So
Majority is
so
majority.
exactly. So that's what I'm saying. If you say a quantifiable thing, you need to provide the quantities. That's what I'm saying. Because I
So
don't
No, let him finish,
about a
and then
group
I'm
of
gonna
people
give.
or
I'm
anything.
gonna let
And
Vanessa go ahead and when you're
right,
done, Chris, I'm gonna let Vanessa talk, and we'll at
right,
least get the statistics out, and then we're gonna move on. Go
right.
ahead.
And this is what I want y'all to know. I didn't say that she was wrong. I never once said that. All I said is that if you are making sweeping generalization, you need to have some type of quantifiable representation there to support that. I don't care. Look, I do care if she's right or wrong. I'm hoping that she like when she says these things, like that's provide that data. That's great. I'm not arguing whether she's right or wrong at all. I never took up a position. the whole thing is that I want, if there's going to be, no matter what we're talking about, if we're providing just like, oh, I feel this way, you say I feel. Don't say this is, because this is a factual statement. I feel is an opinion. Let's just draw the line there, no matter what we're talking about, because if you have to have these guardrails and boundaries when you have these conversations, if not, then things go off the rails. You can't, imagine if somebody said something that would be, because this didn't affect me at all, because I'm not a pedophile and I don't support what's going on with LT. I didn't even know about
it.
Stuff,
Yeah.
Yeah, but so if now that I know if I can go and look at that stuff, and
Absolutely.
I didn't know anything about these things that she's saying, if I go and look them up, hey, look, I got your back. But I won't take part in the conversation where we throw out sweeping generalizations and there's nothing to back them up, because that won't hold water. And then that becomes a circus. So I know Bobby doesn't want that.
No.
I know that y'all don't want that. So that's all I'm saying. I'll take whatever she comes through with. Those statistics, I'm feeling that. You know what I'm saying? They need to be checked and everything, but I'm feeling statistics.
Okay. All right. Go ahead, Vanessa, with your statistics, and then we're gonna move on.
So I'm not gonna give the statistics. I'm just gonna tell you the name of one of the 3,000-page reports that was done by 3 different independent bodies together collecting their information, and you can go over that. My point is that, and I think what Black and Ronnie were trying to tell you is that, like, if we're having this conversation, we're not going to stop every 10 seconds to give you the report. Just like we've been around each other long enough to trust each other's facts, or to say, hey, you know what? Don't quote me on this because I think I read this thing somewhere, but I'm gonna have to get back to you. Like, we have that part of the conversation. We all know we're on a podcast to give opinions. So like, this is the part where we have to like stop doing this, right? If we're going to have a productive conversation. The name of the report that I was referring to is called Sexual Harassment and Candidate Evaluation, Gender and Partisanship Interact to Offer and Affect Voter Responses to Candidates Accused of Harassment. It was published on December 6, 2021. It's about 3,000 pages, and it's been peer reviewed and replicated 3 times. So you can do with that information what you will. My sweeping generalizations were based on facts anyway.
Just put it in the chat.
Put it in the chat, he'll look it up. Yeah, he'll look it up. All right, so I'm gonna show the first video I had today, which is some of Trump's promises and how they're going so far. And then I want to ask you some questions there, Chris, when you get on the other side.
In Trump's inaugural address, remember this promise?
Never again will the immense power of the state be weaponized to persecute political opponents. Something I know something about. We will not allow that to happen. It will not happen again. Under my leadership, we will restore fair, equal, and impartial justice under the constitutional rule of law.
Needless to say, that didn't happen. It's weaponized the Justice Department to go after practically any public official who's opposed him. Most recently, the governor of Minnesota and the mayor of Minneapolis over their criticism of ISIS occupation of their state. And don't forget Trump's claim he would not start pointless wars.
We will measure our success not only by the battles we win, but also by the wars that we end, and perhaps most importantly, the wars we never get into.
But a year later, Trump appears to be trying to take over Greenland and threatening tariffs on allies who oppose him, calling for new leadership in Iran, and dabbling in something akin to regime change in Venezuela. And that's just this week. Then, of course, there are the kitchen table issues.
I will direct all members of my cabinet to marshal the vast powers at their disposal to defeat what was record inflation and rapidly bring down costs and prices.
As you know, if you've been to a grocery store, prices are not down like Trump promised. They are actually up on a range of necessities, from grocery store items to energy. But voters are noticing these broken promises on nearly every issue Trump campaigned on and told voters he would fix, quote, immediately once getting back into the White House. Trump is polling underwater. See it there on the screen.
We'll cut the price of energy and electricity in half. Ready? 12 months from January 20th, that take office on January 20th, your electric
today,
bill,
actually.
including cars, air conditioners, heating, everything, your total electric bill will be 50% less.
All right. So first question, I'm gonna ask you. I think it's pretty easy there, Chris. As the only Trump supporter here, is your electricity bill 50% less?
My electricity bill is exactly the same as it was.
Okay. All right. Yeah. All right. So that being said, what policies drew you to voting for Trump, and what report card would you give him? I guess first, what report card would you give him as of today? And are you happy with him? Would you change your vote? Where are you at today? What is your report card on him?
You might not like this.
The floor is yours. The floor is yours.
Everybody might not like this, and this is thinking purely as an American, because I don't like a lot of the incursions. I don't like a lot of the dirty stuff that's going on. It's wild out there. It's almost like the Wild West. It's very like what's the word I'm looking for? It's very brazen. But I'll tell you, if you're talking America first, I mean, he's out there doing it. He's doing everything that he's gonna do. Like, there's not one thing on his plate that I don't think he's doing. Like, there's some things that that. I mean, he's only been in office. What is it, 2025? What is it? How long has he been?
1 year and 1 day.
1 year and 1 day. So he's been here for a year and a day. You know, he's not captured all of the pieces of the party plan. But he's doing a lot of stuff that he said he's going to do. A whole lot.
So what does America first mean to you, and how is he achieving that?
This is the part that I said. This is the part that I was meaning that you might not like it.
Okay, that's what we're here for.
He's going out there, going and getting it by any means. Like the Greenland thing, for instance. We need Greenland.
Why?
To protect our sovereignty. As America, like if you know anything about the shipping lanes, if you know anything about NATO and the positioning of all, and I'm sure you deal. I think you deal with logistics.
Yeah. So I'm gonna just stop right there. So you understand right now. Ronnie, do you mind saying your career background?
Nah, I don't mind. I'm cool with it.
Okay. He is a 30-year Navy veteran, Master Chief in the Navy.
Okay.
The highest level you can get enlisted in the Navy is Ronnie. So and actually all four of us is on here are all Navy veterans. So we completely understand Greenland and stuff like that. Lane. We know the shipping lanes. We know all of that.
Am I wrong?
So yes, for the simple fact of right now, since World War II, we have always had access to Greenland. We've had so much access to Greenland that during back in the day when we were closing bases, we closed bases on Greenland because we didn't need them. As a NATO member, we have access to everything, anything we want from Greenland, we can absolutely do right now today. There is so go ahead. And all that is factual. That's the Treaty of Greenland. I mean, you can look all of that up. That's in the NATO chart. You can literally see we can do anything we want on Greenland right now. Go ahead.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm about to say, that being said, I know enough to know that when I don't know enough.
I appreciate that.
My next thing would be, show me. I want you to tell me. I want you to school me, because this is something I will carry into my next conversations, because I'm grown enough to take new information, assimilate it, and actually turn it into something that is a teachable moment so that I can go out and be more educated. So explain to me, because I also want to know, like, there's also questions I have, since y'all are in the military, there's questions I have about Venezuela that I have some serious questions about, like the whole handling of that. But I have some, if you could give me more background on why. So explain to me why he wants Greenland so bad.
So because he's a narcissist. I mean, now that I will say this. Hold on, let me say it. That is,
yes, sir.
I cannot break out a fact sheet and say here is his thinking.
At age 12,
here, and now we're at Greenland. I don't have a fact sheet of that. That is my
be longer than what's scrolled at the beginning.
But like I said, and the reason why I'm saying that is because there is no factual reason. There's no military reason. There is no factual reason. There is no, like, even if you hear him talk, he even said they need to. I don't even know why they want Greenland. Was talking about Denmark because they're losing money on it. They're having to pay for these people over there and all this stuff. So like the country of Denmark actually is like Greenland is really a welfare state to the country of Denmark. The economy isn't big or anything like that. So and again, we have
subsidizing them.
Yeah, exactly. We have all the access that we could possibly want militarily on Greenland
without
today.
the price tag.
Exactly. So it has nothing. It has everything to do with It's no different than a ballroom. It's something to put his name on. It's no different than the Kennedy Center. It's no different than all of the things that he's been doing.
It's a legacy.
It's a legacy thing. So go ahead.
Let me say this. I don't know if we ever said this before, but I wanted to correct you when you said earlier. We said Trump supporter.
Mm-hmm.
I voted for Trump, but that doesn't mean that I hold his water. I'm not here to carry his water. I'm not here to continuously prop him up and buoy him up I'm not here to make excuses for any of his mistakes to say that he was right when he was wrong. That's never been my stance. I'm always somebody that will speak truth to power. If I don't like the way something's going, that's why I told you, like, I'm not a Democrat or a Republican. I'm a conservative. I have conservative values. I lean to the center. Because that was one of the reasons that when I first got with you, I hesitated. I balked on getting on the show the very first time you asked me because I didn't want to get into I gotta glaze Trump because I voted for him. I didn't want to get into that, and I feel like that's where it's going. But over the years, we have come to an understanding to where like we know each other's dialogue or the way that we operate.
And again, I appreciate you coming on. I truly do because It's very hard to get somebody that honestly agree with the four of us that are on here besides yourself that that will be willing to come on and have an honest and factual and respectable conversation. So again, thank you for coming on, and you're always welcome to the couch anytime. We talk about more stuff than just politics. We really do.
Oh, I already know. I respect what you do, and I admire you kept it going for a minute, bro.
Yeah, appreciate it. So I guess my to continue on what you were saying about America first, because I really want to get into the libertarian views and stuff like that, especially when it comes to Minnesota. But so all right, so we hit Greenland. What's the next one? Like, what are the other things that you say he's doing a good job on?
He went over there. I won't call this a good or a bad job. And if you think purely from if you only care about America's interests and America, but let's be honest with you, imperialism. If you care about carrying the imperialism forward, which is really what America First is about.
No, it's not. Not to my knowledge.
No. I'm saying
not to Margaret Taylor Greene.
If you look under the surface, no. See, that's. I'm telling you, if you look under the surface, I'm talking about when Trump says it.
Mm-hmm.
If you look under the surface, the idea of America First is really about continuing the American empire. It's about keeping the dollar from going under until you can replace it with something else.
But
it's about
go ahead. No, go ahead.
It's about keeping the power center in the West. That's what it's about. And we're doing everything we can, bending over backwards, going and taking what we can, stealing stuff left and right, so that we can keep the power in the West, because it's transferring to places like China. It's transferring to places like if they don't do something, which we gotta be worried and we gotta be leery about this. They're going to try to do something in Africa because the power center is moving to Africa too.
So I want to give everybody. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I want to give everybody else a chance to talk to. But I just got to stop you. I'm sorry, and I'm sorry to keep cutting you off. But I wanted to interject because we'll move on to something else and not get back to it. So let's just talk about one thing you said about stuff moving to China and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. His policies, actually, what we're doing now is changing the world order where we are losing power. We no longer will be supremacy in this world. And let me explain to you why. Because of the lawlessness that we're having with things changing, you have to basically pay to play now. That was not how it was before in the country, at least not overtly. I'll say it that way. At least not overtly, the way it is now, where you have to pay him and him only, or nothing happens, and he can change his mind at a whim. The tariffs are terrible. First off, America pays for the tariff. The American people and American companies pay for the tariffs, not the companies. Secondly, because of all of this chaos that we're having, all of this chaos that we're having, these countries, for instance, Canada just created a trade agreement with China that they never had before. I don't know who's so loud, but they just created a new agreement with China. We literally put our arm, told them, pushed them away, and now they're with China. Same thing with Mexico and the European Union. They created stuff with China. China had its biggest surplus in trade this year ever. That's a fact. That is because of the policies that Trump has implemented. And so I'm gonna give you a chance to rebut, Chris, and then I'm gonna go up in order. Black, Vanessa, and Ronnie.
I won't rebut. I'll say that maybe I had it backwards because, like, on the surface, to most Americans, you know what? This is a funny thing. To most Americans, this is what it looks like. Or most people that follow Trump, or not follow Trump, that support Trump, this is what they see.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll see people like this super racist Nick, whatever his name is, the guy that I can't remember what his name is. He's Nick Fuentes or something.
Yeah. Oh, the Nazi, the neo-Nazi.
He's like,
yeah.
And he's talking. He thinks it's like that. He thinks that Trump is out there. He's going and robbing and stealing and killing in the name of America. But what they don't, what I'm seeing from what you're saying and digging a little deeper, it makes sense that he's operating on a globalist view. And even when he went to Davos, he was talking about, America, like nobody's doing the right. America, y'all should watch America do this. He's playing two roles that are dichotomous to one another. And we don't, like, most of America doesn't see it. And, it speaks to how they can keep us fighting down here in the trenches, but they're really just globalizing right up under our noses. The 30,000-foot view, the people that are out there making the real money see that. And I didn't see it until you said it, and now it makes perfect sense because, it's always been right there. And it's, and if you look at it, even Israel said this a while back. They said that they're done with the West. They're going to try to find favor in the Eastern countries, like they're trying to go to China or something. Now we see.
I don't think, in this part, I'm gonna say this as well. I don't think Israel have anything to do with what I'm talking about here. And
no, it's not. This is not a direct thing. I was just
okay.
This is just something I read I read about. Like this is a complete aside.
Like
this is just something that I read that kind of backs up this whole idea of why they would be doing that.
Since since World War II, the United States have been the global superpower of spreading democracy and stabilization. And this is we were the world's reserve when it came to money and the dollar and stuff like that. That is going to change because of the policies of Donald Trump. And it's already happening. You see Canada talking about it. Europe is talking about it. Like I said, China has the biggest surplus they've ever had in their existence, and it will continue to grow because of the chaos that we elected the first time, and we took a break and then did even worse by electing them again. I'm gonna let Black go ahead, bro. Go ahead and talk, and then Vanessa and Chris, I'm gonna give you a chance to, because you're the only one here as far as, if he's speaking to you, I'm gonna give you a chance to rebut if he talks to you at all. Go ahead, Black.
Man, it's a lot to unpack, and it's a lot to that we talked about. When you start talking about the America as a global power and going to take things from other folks and make it theirs and all of that, that is what we're used to. And if you go all the way back to the 80s when China first started becoming a superpower, everybody predicted this then, that China will one day be the global power of the world. And what we've done in America is try to continue to dominate with our military nuclear weapons. That's over with, because China is a global power. And who have they went to war with? Who have they went killed? What land have they went and taken? To my knowledge, nobody. China just doing their thing and being smart about it, while our greed won't allow us to really truly continue to be a superpower. Greed is going to be our downfall. So we can come up with all of these reasons why Trump is doing what he's doing. And people are used to that because, that's what we've been doing, like you said, since World War II. That's how we became a superpower, is our nuclear weapons and our money. We losing that now, but we have been knowing about this for over 30, 40 years. We knew that this time was coming. And greed wouldn't allow us to do anything other than what we do. It that's take, and kill, kill, kill. That is that's not working anymore. And other countries are starting to disassociate themselves from us, and that's why we are where we are now. We are afraid. So what do? We lash out and do the last thing that's available, and that's to go take it from somebody, which we complain about Europeans coming to this land and taking it from the indigenous people, but yet we condone going to take other folks' stuff, and we happy because it doesn't impact our life, or we can still live this good, greedy life without any harm to us. That's a problem. I'm done.
Mm. All right. All right. Chris, would you got anything, or I'm going on Vanessa? All right, Vanessa, go ahead.
I just want to piggyback on kind of what you just said, Black. I think that America first is, it's not a new concept, right? But it's been perverted, I think, recently. And this concept of like, you know, we're taking the community out of this on purpose because it's America first. It's my house. It's what benefits me. It's, oh, that didn't impact me, my wallet, so I'm not really worried about it. I don't care what's going on in Minnesota because I don't live there. I don't, it's focused on your selfish, self-centered needs.
Selfishness.
Look
Okay.
at your own stuff and stop worrying about what's happening to other people around you. And definitely don't worry about, we've made immigration such a volatile problem that now anybody, it doesn't even have to be somebody trying to come here, it can just be somebody minding their own business in their country. Now they're the enemy all of a sudden. Like, what happened to like this global community that we built through deployments and through forward, the way that our bases are dispersed, and through cooperating with NATO troops, and like we've all done deployments where we're meeting people from other militaries and hanging out, and trading patches and having fleet week and whatever, and going on other bases, and working with other foreign nationals that are that's their host nation. And we we figured out after World War II how to be a community, how to cooperate, how to get under, luckily for America, the dollar is the big one, right? We're still doing most of our fuel sales in dollar, and we're still, we're convincing the world that American music and American media and fashion and all these things are important, and we want to be, they all want to be part of it, and everybody still wants to come to America, thousands of years after we've proved that. And not thousands is hyperbolic, obviously, but we're proving that we're not the best, country
We
modern.
are.
We don't have the best medicine. We don't have the best education. But we have the best PR. And if you're not
Our best military. I'll say that. We
right,
got
I
that.
mean, by what is it, like the next 50 countries or something? So we
Mhm.
have this infrastructure already there. We have these relationships already there. We have free access to the world, and we're throwing it away because brown people bad, me, my money, my money, my money, and some freaking bloated white dude telling everybody, that they're important, that they're, it's like listening to your mom tell you you're cute. You know what I mean? Like your problems are important, and you're the one who's you're my special boy, and that's
Mhm.
what's happening. And he wants the rest of the world to treat him like that, and because of that, we're destroying decades of diplomacy. And like, just think about it on like a pop culture level. What's happening to FIFA right now? How many people are pulling out of those games?
Yeah.
How many people are what's happening to tourism? What's just nobody wants to come here. We're untrustworthy. We've lost the backing our name used to give us, right? And I'm not saying that we always have positive relationships everywhere. When I was stationed in Greece, I was 5 years old. I got spit on for being an American. That's the first time anything like that ever happened to me. But it was because I was American in a country where we were being pushed out and our bases were being closed. They didn't want us there no more. That's existed for decades. Cool, we get it. But not on the scale that is happening right now. And we are losing all of those relationships. We're losing our footing. We don't have our name anymore. And it kind of goes back to like, what's the scarlet letter? Like, if you don't have your name, what do you have? So now you've got this whole world going, well, America is saying, because Trump is our mouthpiece and he's sending out these crazy tweets and he's mad about his lack of awards, and I don't know, man. I don't know how that's America first to put this man in the driver's seat. It's just not. I don't know. I'm rant over. I gotta stop.
Chris, you got anything before I give it to Ronnie? I don't know.
I'm listening and learning, brother.
Okay. All right, cool. All right, Ronnie.
Hey, listen, I'm listening to all of this, and I've been saying this for a while anyway. One, this country is going to be on top for a very long time. You got to remember that everybody keep forgetting this is a baby country compared to all the other countries that are out there doing, amazing things. Some doing great, some not doing so well. Some appearing to be like, oh, they're going to be taking over, blah, blah. Nobody's going to ever be like the United States ever, because everyone really counts on everybody. But some people count on more people early, more than others. To make light of this, man, this is somebody just wants to make fun of, because I was literally just thought about this. America, this is our you know how you can't always have a hit CD. You know what I'm saying? A major person like Prince or Michael Jackson. You know what I mean? America. I mean, all our CDs ain't gonna be sweet. I'm just saying, we gonna have our thrillers. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have our Purple Rains. You know what I'm saying? But then we're gonna have some random Pineapple Express type deal. You know what I'm saying? Like we in that CD. We listen. We done lost our creative juice for right now. Not saying that we still not a star. It's just we not in that creative juice
the problem
era right now. Hold on, hear me out. Right. So if you think about it, this is just going. The good part is we know the end dates and all these things, right? So that's the good part. The other good part is the system is actually working, because the world is standing up against us. Not only that, you do have Congress people on both sides. And some from the Republican side are actually turning there like, hey, no, this ain't popping. A lot of the governors ain't popping on this stuff, right? So hear me out. Right. So they're losing elections all throughout these states, right? There's indications that all of this already happened. So they know what's coming. I told you, I don't think he is. I think he races to poor and rich people. That's it. If you got bread, he don't care who you is. You can come give him some green. That's the language them cats speak on, right? And to go back to what he was talking about, you can never ever say something about somebody's first, right? You can't always say that, and then you just that would be like you having kids and you be like, this is my first kid, I'm only gonna take care of them because they're the first ones, right? You can't say that, because you gotta support them just evenly, right? So you can't be in that mindset. It's me, because if it's me, that means some people on the sidelines like, what about us? And that what about us echo can get bigger and you don't even hear it, and before you know it, you ain't got me. It's like, what happened to all my stuff, right? So we just in a little baby rant, doing what babies do when they don't get their way, but the world know that this system is going to work itself out, because we've been in worse situations,
but it's not
way worse.
Not. I think
way worse situations.
I disagree with you, Ronnie. I think because we hired this madman twice, the world is figuring out and coming up with a plan to make us not as dependent on us. And I don't think we understand as a country, because we have been dependent on and because we have been so reliable for so long, what happens from there. For instance, most of our debt is held by other countries because they look at us as a stable environment and we're always going to pay our debts. Now they are looking at us as not as stable. They may not want to buy our debt. We haven't had a balanced budget since 2000. Since Bill Clinton, we have not had a balanced budget. And because of that, we live in a deficit, which means that every few months we have an auction for T-bills that goes out, and most of its countries, our allied countries, the countries that we're actually attacking, owns a lot of our debt. And we're saying to them, hey, give me $100, and in 3 years I'll give you 107. In 10 years I'll give you 120. I mean, like that's what we're doing. But now they may say we're not going to buy it at all unless you give us 150, unless you give us 200. Now we have to start to really tighten our belts, what we should have been doing for a long time, and that's probably something that I think we all should agree on here, that we need to start tightening our belts and come up with better ways. I think we need to tighten. It's a bunch. We come up with, talk about that later. But because we don't have those but because of that, if these countries decide we're not buying your T-bills, we're not buying your debt, that's the whole ballgame. That's the whole house of cards for us. That's the whole house of cards. That is our strong military. That is our Social Security. That is our pensions. That is our health care. That is our Medicaid, our Medicare. That is our Social Security. That is all of those things. And it can happen so easily because we're showing them we are not reliable because we came out with a shitty album. use your analogy. Because
can I ask a question?
Go ahead, absolutely.
To your point, I would like to ask you: do you think that that's why there's been so many incursions, because the house of cards is falling, and it's known? So do you think that these might be necessary things that they're doing to try to protect that until because it's not time yet?
Well, before you continue your question, I don't understand what you mean by incursion.
Like going in and stealing all this stuff from Venezuela, stealing their, basically taking their whole operation and putting it in our hands, stealing their oil.
That's not enough money.
Putting the oil.
No.
But also, why would that be justifiable?
Go ahead. Finish your question and then I'll answer. Go ahead. Finish your question. I'm sorry. So that's what incursions. Okay.
I'm thinking, yeah. So do you think that these might be? And I'm genuinely asking, like, do you think this, from a military standpoint, because I wasn't in the military, I'm asking from a military standpoint, do you think these might be why they're doing these things, because they're trying to protect America's interests until that's a point in time where it is safe? Because obviously we see what's happening with BRICS, we see what's happening in these other countries, and we see, I mean, even in Africa, we see them kicking out the West. Like, do you think that this is the West? Like, do you think it's, you don't think it's the death rattle, because you see that there's life to be had, but do you think that this is them prolonging something until they can have something in place, like the XRP or the oil coin, like things like that, to where they can have these? Yeah, it's a coin that is going to be traded off the oil reserves, something like that. But do you think that this is a way for them to postpone that, so that we don't have a implosion, so our system doesn't implode before we're ready?
No, I honestly, God, I do not think so. Number one, Venezuela does have the world's greatest, oil reserves. However, their oil isn't as refined as ours, or as sweet as our oil and other oils around the world. Is more of the crude, thick oil. But that's either here or there. His I think, in my opinion, part of the reason why we went there is, I think he truly believes that Venezuela has something to do with the 2020 election being stolen. He said it.
Oh, with the Dominion?
Yeah, Dominion bullshit and all of that. He has said it, which is, again, it goes back to the narcissism. Again, I can't show you a PowerPoint that goes from here to there, but in my opinion, that's what I think. I know we joke. I'm bullshitting. All right, so I think that's part of it. I also think that's I think he likes being a strong man. Let's go back to that. It is his personality. That's his personality. And all you need to know, if you really thought it was about us owning the oil and all of this stuff, what did he do with the oil he's already seized? He sold it to somebody in his that contributed to his campaign, and he's keeping the money in overseas, which is completely against the Constitution.
Right.
Completely against the Constitution. So, and it was only $500 million. $500 million is nothing. We do that in a day as far as deficit wise. So it does nothing. And then hold on before you continue on.
Yes, sir.
There still isn't a concrete plan to even get the oil out of Venezuela. So like, without putting our military and putting thousands of troops there, this fantasy of we own Venezuela, or we control Venezuela, or we control the oil fields, is absolute bullshit. There is no way unless we do an Iraq type thing or Afghanistan type thing, we will not own their oil.
Hey, look, don't put it out there in the ether because
no, I don't want it. And so that so then when you go back to America first, none of this is America first. He said to us, no more foreign wars.
Right.
We don't bomb 9 countries last year, including Venezuela.
Well, hey, look, and how this is what they look at it as. The people that do support him, the diehards, they will say there's no boots on the ground, so they'll try to justify it as this is not a war. Let me be clear on my stance on what's going on. I probably should have said this in the beginning when he's like, all right, with the report card, but it wasn't directly tied to the things that were coming across the screen. I don't like a lot of things that are going on in this administration when it comes to how he's handling things and
I was about to ask
use
you
that
that
word
next.
encouragement. I use the word encouragement because it's not just military, but it's also like the thing that's going on. I think it's Honduras. The way that he handles, and somebody spoke to this earlier about the way that he deals with people with money, the way that he treats his billionaire buddies. Man, he pardoned the dude from I think it's Honduras.
Yeah, the president.
He pardoned that
the
dude.
president.
Yeah, he pardoned the president of Honduras because of the little utopia that they got going on out there.
Yeah, they're selling pardons. Yeah,
I see these things. And what's happening? It's a piecemeal organization. Like, you can't put your finger on it unless you can connect all the dots. But anybody is smart enough, and clearly y'all are smart enough to see that there's things going on that it's cronyism to the nth degree right now. And because there are enough people in the middle that are still higher than a slave in their eyes, they will try to bat anybody down that they see as less than them. And they're doing a great job. I think Bobby spoke about PR. We got the best PR on the planet because and I think Malcolm X said this. He said, you better be careful who you support because one day you'll be supporting your masters, something like that. But I don't want to misquote him. But in that same vein, like they have us because it's not us or because it's not certain people. They will allow other people to be victimized and they will be demoralized and dehumanized because it doesn't directly affect them and because they have been told that they affect them when they really don't. I know how the that's one thing I do know about is marketing, and I know about public relations. That's one thing that I do have a deep expertise in. I'm telling you right now that they've done a great job in casting a negative light on all the people. It's called the Hegelian dialect. They'll create something, they'll create a problem and say that this is the person doing it, and this is how we're going to solve it. Usually that solving it
minorities. He's doing that with minorities 24/7, 7 days, and he was doing that before you casted your last vote. So hold
on. But listen, this is the thing. Because, and this is what I was talking about with the segmentation, because they're minorities, but this goes beyond Trump because they have said that they're Africans, they're Somalians, they're this, they're that, there's the Venezuelans, whatever. Because they're not Americans, they don't count.
So again,
they have done a great job.
Go ahead. They've done a great job.
They've done a great job of separating and creating a division to make people think, oh, these people aren't human because they're not American. So that is what leads to the violence. That's what leads to the to all of these directives that come down to where they're able to do these inhumane things to people under the guise of America first.
I 1,000, and I'm gonna say I'm gonna talk in real math terms. I 100% agree with you, and I think everybody up here is probably all like, I know Black is scratching his head because he got a question he want to ask, but I'm gonna ask it for you anyway. Because I already know what you want to ask. He was doing all of these things since he came down the escalator, where they're sending us our rapists. He's been doing otherism, because that's really what you're talking about. It's the big global thing, global word, not to say global. The big word of it will be otherism. He's been doing that since you voted for him the first time, and he's doing it still now. So my number one question is, do you still support him? Would you vote for him if right now, 1 year and 1 day in? Would you say, yes, I want to vote for this again? Because he basically is doing exactly what you said earlier. He's doing exactly what he said he was going to do. He said he was going to deport everybody. He talked about people as if they was others, as they was vermin. He literally used the word vermin.
You know who also did this? And I'll answer that question.
Okay.
And I'm not going to answer with the question,
Mhm.
but I will ask this question and then answer that question. So he's not the first to do this. Barack Obama did the same exact thing to the tune of even more people, and did it faster. And we had the same problems with him that people were saying these same exact things about him, but the connotations were different because he was black. But there were people that also on him.
We got now we're going to pull your move on you. You got to give us an example. At least give us an example.
That wasn't a move.
At least give I'm saying no. The move is, please give us the example of when there's not.
There was a very clear. I don't know if y'all remember the whole address that he put on. And if I was on the stream, I would pull it up and I would have him play it. He had a whole address talking about, don't come here. You will not be welcome here. This is not your country. This is for Americans. It's a dangerous thing to come here. Like he told people straight up, don't come here. We're not going to help you. There was a very clear mandate, and he also deported more people than Trump has. Period. By
absolutely. But hold
on, that wasn't. Go ahead.
No. We all agree that the laws need to be followed. We all agree that we need to have an orderly immigration and stuff like that. None of that is it. And you're right. And that makes what Trump is doing even more damning, because Obama was able to do it orderly and humanely. But Trump has not.
He wasn't though.
How?
Why? I don't know if you don't remember this, but he wasn't. There was a very big uproar, and because of what I don't know if I can't pull all these things up right now, so I'm not going to speaking. But I'll tell you right now that that's not a true fact. What you're saying is not true. There was.
Please tell me when ICE was running the streets and when people were being shot and
hold on, wait, hold on, because we're not talking about that yet. I'll get to that.
Because I want to get to that.
What I'm saying is that there was a lot of uproar. There was a lot of problems, and it was not humane. There were a lot of people screaming about how they were treating people when they were sent into the detention centers, which were very, very terrible conditions. They had a lot of problems with it, and people were screaming from the rooftops. And I don't know if anybody listened or if it got shoved down to the bottom, but that happened. Now,
so
look, I'm gonna tell you right now, the people that showed up when they did that cattle call for ICE. Bottom of the barrel, worst type of people. Just like the same people that they gave guns to work for the IRS. Pure BS. I don't understand where they found these people. They're the most racist people that when you do a cattle call for anything, you're scraping the bottom of the barrel. Period. I don't agree with what's happening with ICE. Anybody that comes to my house unannounced with a mask on, getting blasted. Pure and simple. And that's on me. But I'm gonna tell you right now, this whole thing about there's things that are being done that are wrong. I don't stand behind ICE. I don't stand behind what's going on there. I don't stand behind that whole way because it's like no warrants. I'm not feeling that. You can't do that. You can't roll up in somebody's house and not knock and kick down the door and expect not to get shot. In a place where Americans own guns, no, that's not what's happening. And the way that they're handling these things, the way that they're going out and they're profiling people. This is what I was talking about when I said these other people are not seeing it because it's not happening to them. They're going out there and they're hassling people that don't look like us. They may be brown, but they ain't that brown. So there is a gap there.
No, they're harassing black people too. But I'm gonna give you back the floor here in a minute because I want to let everybody else talk. But I want you to know that I looked up, because this is a factual show. I looked it up for you. When you said, I went to Google and I typed in Obama "Don't come here" speech. This is exactly what was said. The phrase Obama "Don't come here" speech likely refers to President Obama's November 20th, 2014 speech on immigration, where he announced executive actions to protect some undocumented immigrants while emphasizing that his actions will not apply to future illegal crossings, stating, don't send your children to the border to deter new arrivals, and highlighting that the system was broken and not that he was encouraging more illegal immigration, but rather focusing on fixing the existing situation, prioritizing criminals and deportation. That in and of itself is completely different than anything that Trump has done. Trump is literally calling these people vermin. So we can't.
You know what?
You're
right.
Okay, all right.
And if you want to stick to just like nonviolent stuff, the undoing of protected statuses of certain countries, of different groups of migrants that came here as running from different wars have been, Haiti from natural disaster, the declassification of certain people who had immunity, who were here legally, and then to take all that away. Like, so let's get rid of, like, not even talking about ICE.
Yeah.
That's just legislatively, Trump is undoing all of that.
Yeah, that's terrible. And I'll be honest with you, like, I've always had a problem with the immigration issue, like, in general. I don't know. I mean, you don't have to be, like, you just got to be human to understand. Like, I own a landscape company. I'll tell you right now that the biggest problems that we had was keeping people on that could work for us. Now we get lotteries and then we get these visas. We get a certain amount every year. Now the problem was, like, are they going to be able to come back? How many are we going to be able to get? But the problem was that when you see these things, I got people that work for me that their whole family's based here. Because dude doesn't have a green card or whatever, because he doesn't have a green card or work visa. But his son just graduated from high school. You know what I'm saying? His daughter's about to graduate. It's like, you can't uproot people this is what I feel about immigration. Don't uproot people that are following the law. Those people that are out here doing their thing and they're actually doing citizen things. Let them be here. Let them produce for this country. I don't believe that people should be here if they're out here breaking the laws. Like, they need to get out.
So Chris, but that's not what you voted for. Literally at the Republican convention, they was holding up signs of mass deportation. The man literally said, we got to deport all of them. 20 million people have to go. That's including the people that you're talking about, the good, hardworking people that deserve to be here at this point.
So let me ask you this. Are you? I'm pretty sure I made this clear that you don't have to agree with every single thing. And this might break the internet or whatever. You're not going to agree with every single thing that a candidate does. Because if you are, you can tell me if you agree with everything that Joe Biden was putting out there.
No, absolutely not.
Tell me everything I need
What's your deal breaker?
Oh, yeah, exactly.
What's your deal breaker?
Not just the deal breaker. I think that's a good question as well. But what was the priority to you that made you say, you know what, he may deport everybody. It may even hurt my business because because you may not have the labor that you need. What was the priorities that was important to you that made you say, I'm gonna still press this lever regardless of all these other things?
Me, to be honest with you, the ideological things that were going on the left, I did not agree with all of the way that they were pushing these, the way they're pushing the agendas with the LGBTQIA, that whole deal. Not feeling it. The way that they were pushing the trans agenda, the way that they were pushing abortion, all these things I do not, as a Christian, believe in. I do not, as a Christian. That's something that was a deal breaker for me. The big issues that the third trimester abortion, all these things, those are things that I cannot pull the lever for. I ideologically, without a doubt, will not do.
Yeah, I got a question for you. Just real people say, can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead, Ronnie.
Just real fast, because I love when people say that. As a Christian, I don't believe in these things. What is the number one tenet of a Christian?
What's the love God and that is the whole of the agenda. That's what it says.
No, sir. It's treat one someone like you treat yourself. You would want to be treated, right?
Yeah.
That's not
the number one.
That's the golden rule. That's not the number one tenet of Christianity, but that's a great one. Love God. I think it's the phrase is love God. Hold on, I need to look it up because I want to make sure.
Yeah, let's look that up. But then people want to participate on one side. Oh, I'm cool if I'm a Christian on this, but on this side, like, I don't know. So are you gonna be a 60% Christian or are you 100% Christian?
I told you what mine was.
Say that. Hold on, just no, just hear me out because I'm not questioning your I'm really not questioning. I'm just the term when people say it is kind of like, oh, okay. So are you gonna be a 30% Christian, a 100% Christian, or 10% Christian. I just don't understand when people pull that in there.
I'm
Right?
going to
So
Why are
it's
you using your
like,
political
I'm gonna fight.
clout for issues that affect 1% of the people versus
When
issues
I'm
that
going to
affect
fight
all
against,
of us?
so
Go, let
I'm
us
going to
speak.
fight. I'm going to fight against abortion. That's what I'm going to do.
no.
I'm gonna
Listen,
fight
I don't
against-
listen. I'm with you on that. I don't believe in.
the
I'm
womb.
with you. Women have their own choices, but deep down, I would never want to have other than incest or rape or some type of stuff like that. But yeah, I understand that portion of it. Everybody has their own little weird ways. I like freaking butter pecan ice cream.
That's
Some
the hill
people
I'm
on
gonna
here
die on.
might be allergic to it. So the point is, I'm trying to make is like we talking about all these generalizations, and we talk about why America first and all this other stuff. Is there's so many different things going on. That this administration is a look over here. Why
While we do
you
this,
really
over
want to wear these Epstein files together? Where is all that at? Right? Do y'all even understand what they put Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton a contempt of Congress? You understand? Like we got much bigger things to be thinking about than the anticipation of what. Like so, what I'm trying to say is like when we talking about certain stuff, like you got to give us the end and let us speak on our portion of it too. Does that make sense? It's kind of like sharing
Absolutely.
the mic a little bit with us. You know what I'm saying? Because like your viewpoint is valid. We can't. I mean, I did a perspective thing. We can't really tell you you're wrong, but we can point you in a way to say, hey, that might be righter. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if that's the real
Yeah,
word
and
or not, but
I
Yeah.
feel
you
that.
know what I
I feel
mean?
that. My
So,
my views will never change on
yeah,
dashing a child in the womb. That's
yeah.
one thing. But like I would say, and I've said this several times on this specific conversation. I don't agree with everything he done, and yeah, I voted for him twice because of the things that I saw that I did not like. And honestly, you might like to hear this. There are
Mhm.
times when I regret voting for Trump this second term, and I'll tell you why. And it is strictly because of what I see with Israel, and that's just me. But I'm not going to
So
get deep into that.
yeah,
I
no,
don't
no,
wanna get dragged.
I got to because I want you. So the stuff with Israel bothers you more than the two Americas that we're living in today?
Hell no. But I'm gonna tell you right now, like there are things that I see that echo back to us as a people, Black people in America,
Mhm.
that tie in too deep for me to ignore. Now, two Americas. I live in two Americas in my own. Like I probably know the term. I probably lived the term two Americas in my life more than most. But I've lived it on both sides. And I'm Black in America. I'm a conservative in America. But I know that even though I'm a conservative in America, I'm still that Black dude in the room. Like I am not so jaded to think that I am above what this country's capable of. I wanted it to be clear that again, I'm not here to carry anybody's water.
Mhm.
I see a lot of things that I don't like. I voted for Trump. I won't take it back. I don't like it every day, but what I saw in that moment, it was the right decision at that time. And you know what? I still don't see it as being fully the wrong decision. Like I don't see. Y'all may see, and this is the clear whole view. If you want to take a piece out of my mind, I don't see the same America that y'all do. I may be living in a bubble, maybe, but the bubble is what I'm existing in my family and the people around me in this large community of people that I deal with every day. I deal with thousands of people. I sit in several organizations. I do all these things. So I don't exist in this world where I am being victimized. I see people being victimized, and I want to fight for them. Everything that I do that I can have any kind of effect on that I can now moving forward, I do. But I'll tell you right now that I don't see the world, I guess, the same way y'all do, and I don't experience it the same way y'all do. And I think that that's something that everybody needs to consider. We can argue all day about how you see the world and how I see the world, but that's subjective to what we're going through and what we're actually experiencing. If you would ask me what I'm experiencing the fact that, like, having to go back to starting my own company again, starting another company, because, even though I have a degree, graduated summa cum laude 4.0, it is hard as hell out here for people to get a job. I'm seeing that more than anything. And I see these job things going out saying, oh, these new jobs created. Where the hell they at? Where they at? I see them all posted online, but something. There's a math that's not mathing. So I guess the biggest part of that is that maybe we live in two different Americas. Maybe you and I live in two different Americas. Even though we're black, we're both black. We're having two different American experiences, and that's something that I think we can't take for granted. We have these discussions and they're great because I'm listening to what y'all are saying and I'm gaining some new perspectives. I told you, I'm sitting here and I'm listening and I'm learning. I didn't come here for a debate. I came here because I knew I could pick up something. I knew I could glean something from hearing people that don't have the same viewpoints, the same ideas as me, to take this and then assimilate it and go out into the world and, pick apart the injustices and see what, I need my eyes open like everybody. I'm saying it right now.
And I'm gonna say it again. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Finish.
No, I'm done. I'm sorry. I ran. My bad.
No. You're good. You're good. Black. I'm about to come to you. Again, thank you for coming on and thank you for being honest. Thank you for being intellectually honest. You know what I mean? Like, we don't agree with you with everything, but it's some things I do hear and I do agree with. And I appreciate your honesty and having a real talk. I can't thank you enough for coming on. Black, go ahead.
A couple things. For you, Chris, I think everybody on this show that you see right now is, if you look at our life and our belief, we are conservative.
Mhm.
I know Shipman and I have had this conversation many years ago. We believe in conservatism. And if you asked us, if you wrote down on a piece of paper what we believe in, our lifestyle, what's important to us, it lines up with a conservative viewpoints all day, every day. But what we do is look at life through another person's point of view, through the people that don't make or don't have the lifestyle that we live. And that is what drives us to not be able to vote for conservative and what they believe in. We believe in everybody should have the right to do what they please. That's what's written in the Constitution. We don't believe that people should be limited. And conservatives believe that people should have the right to do what they want to do. They talk strongly about the First Amendment, Second Amendment, and all the other amendments that they should have the right to do. Where they draw the line is where you don't have the right to do what you want to do with your body. You don't have the right for your own sexuality. So that's where they draw the line. So are you truly free? Do you truly believe in freedom? Or is it, as long as I agree with it, you can be free? And that's where the problem is with who you see on this phone call. I don't give a damn if you want to put an L in front of your name, a B, a G, or whatever it is. I don't care who you sleep with in your bedroom. That's your business. That's between you and your God whenever you transition. That's between you and your God,
I
not mine.
Mhm.
I don't care. And I served 10 years in the military supporting and defending. Everybody should have their right. I don't care what you do to the American flag. I fought for you to have their right to burn that bitch if you want to. It's yours. You do what the hell you want to with it. That doesn't mean you're not patriotic. That don't mean you hate this country. That means you may disagree with something. You just showing your frustration. I fought and raised my right hand for you to have that right. So I don't care about stuff that doesn't matter. Whereas conservative want to put on this front and say, "Oh well, I believe in this and I want my First Amendment right and I want to be able to say what I want to say." But no, you can't say what you want to say. Oh well, you can't do what you want to do,
Yep.
or you don't have the right to do that. That's the problem that I have with being a conservative. Now, one more
do you
point.
believe?
I looked up.
Let me
Before,
let me ask you a point. Let
before you
me ask you
finish,
that before you say. Remember your second point. Back. Go ahead, Chris.
I just wanted to say I don't want to derail you, but that part about having the right to say what you want and feel how you want, all that stuff. I think that is a big part of what disenfranchised people when they were talking about the LGBT, because you brought up the LGBT, that community, and people being locked up, people being for having to live the fantasy that these people are carrying out in their lives. The big part of that, and I don't think people realize this transgender thing was big, and it hit a lot of nerves because people are being forced to do things like have their daughters go in a bathroom where there's a full naked male in that bathroom. And then people getting hurt, killed, and assaulted. These are
That
big.
never happened. Never happened.
It did happen. It most certainly did happen.
Okay,
It's anecdotal at
I don't
best.
think, yeah, I would say it's anecdotal, but I would say I'm not going to say it never happened. I'm not
Okay.
going to say it never happened, but I'm going to
Hold
say
on,
this:
listen to that.
a person is a child is more likely to be molested by a white pastor, a white male, than any other demographic in this country. That is a
That's
fact.
true. That's
That
true.
is a fact.
That's true.
So again,
That's true.
so
But I'm
again,
not okay.
that's not so we are trying to fix a problem that isn't a problem. Whereas like a real problem,
That's not,
like
hold up. That's a Darwin, not a problem. That's not a that's
uh,
you say it's not a
uh,
problem, but if it happened to your kid, then it'd be the whole
oh,
world's problem.
absolutely, it would be a problem. Absolutely,
So
but
let's not
what I
say
mean
that.
by that, what I mean by that is, it may be a problem, but it's so anecdotal, like Vanessa said, great word, that it's not an issue where where it needs to be a national issue where we all need to come up with these rules. Like if anything, the number one killer in our country for children is guns. And for some reason, there's nothing we can do about guns, but we got to handle this 0.0000000001 trans issue.
All right. Supreme Court was talking about
I just
girls' sports
put
this
it
week
in the chat.
instead of
Go ahead.
gun control.
I got one more point right
Let's
quick.
not talk
Go,
about gun
yeah,
control because
yeah.
you're not gonna get anywhere with me on gun control.
The point
Look,
is
we
that
all own
the
guns.
trans issue is 1% of the
I don't
population.
really want.
Yeah.
It doesn't affect your
It doesn't-
child in a bathroom. And you're weighing your whole vote on issues like that while you're at the same because you want to control how other people behave, while at the same time you're
Yeah.
talking about how every other part of your vote for Trump let you down because you were so focused on the part where people are different from you and you're so focused on the people that are
Doing it again.
bad,
Doing it
you
again.
forget the rest of the planet.
Okay, so you just gonna okay, here we go again. The every other part of my vote. No, let's stop. Because I was very clear.
Every other
Very
part of the
clear.
vote that we have talked about on this podcast today, you have said, "Oh, I didn't know that. I wouldn't have done that. I don't support that.
I was,
Oh, I didn't have that information."
you
You've
understand
talked about,
Frank was?
you've brought up your own topics where he has let you down.
The plank is whatever
Okay,
Trump says it is.
because no, I actually know that there has to be voted on and ratified. The party plan has to be voted for and ratified. I was a part of the RNC. I was a part of the RNC for his first. I was a delegate, national delegate.
What year was
voted
that?
on party plan.
What year was that?
2020.
There
Now
was
listen.
there was not a party platform for this. There hasn't been a party platform since 20. Like you may have voted for all that, but
Okay.
but maybe you know what? Teach me because the last that I looked up from 2020 and 2024, there was no party platform that was actually
There
voted
was
on
a
in
party
the
platform,
say again.
and it was you can look it up. There's
I
a party
will.
platform, party plank, and you can look it up. And it was voted on and ratified in the RNC both times. Now, I can't put it in the chat for some reason. I'm not able to put things in the chat, but I just did a cursory search and it popped up 5 different sexual assault cases in the past few years. Now, you're saying to me that somebody is handing their vote. These things are important. I think that you're like Vanessa, when you say these things like, oh, this is something so trivial. To say that that's trivial is ridiculous. It is
I'm saying that statistically it's trivial. It is 1%
It's not.
of the population. And let's pretend those 1% of the people, let's pretend all of them are committing crimes. Let's pretend they're all sex crimes. Let's pretend every single transgender person is a sex criminal.
Good.
It's 1% of the population committing those crimes. You're going to change how you legislate everything about 1%, then why aren't we going after cyber crimes the way that if that's something that we're going to look at? If that small percentage of people causing a ruckus is a problem, why aren't we doing something about the fraud that's going on with our elected officials? Like if we're looking at one,
Let her finish, Tris, and then you got it.
As soon as you're done.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
we have an issue that was inflated on purpose to piss you off, get your attention, and get you to ignore the rest of the things that are on the agenda that are affecting your life. You fell for, and I don't mean this disrespectfully because
But you can't say that.
everybody did it.
Disrespectful.
Everybody did it who voted for him. Fell for
Okay.
the conservative wrapping around certain very, very niche issues: abortion, LGBTQ rights, transgender sports, and presence in our life. You ignored the economics, you ignored the geopolitical war machine, you ignored the racism, you ignored, you've said it in this podcast. Right. Like you have come out of your face and said the things that he has done that have affected you negatively, you were not paying attention to them because for you it boiled down to these conservative issues. And like Black said on here, there's a lot of people on this pod who have very similar feelings about those specific conservative issues, but we didn't let it blind us to how it was going to affect the rest of our lives. I didn't vote for more bills at the grocery store. I didn't vote for higher gas prices. I voted for the person who said they were going to do the opposite of that. I voted for the person who was talking about a sensitive approach to immigration and a cool-headed approach to how we are going to address trade deals with the rest of the world. Somebody who already had relationships that were based on trust and integrity. I didn't ignore the things that affect my entire life because I wanted to control how somebody else was living their life in their house, in their bathroom. And I hate that it feels like an attack when I'm saying it to you, but that's kind of what you've admitted you've done. You ignored all of the stuff that really affects you for
Yes.
the stuff that might affect you
30
sometime.
seconds. 30 seconds,
Maybe.
and I'm gonna give it to
Okay,
you. I'm
okay,
gonna give it for 30
okay.
seconds.
I'm done.
She's not. Go ahead, Chris. You got it. It's yours. It's yours.
All right, I'm sorry.
And then
I was
Black, I'm
trying. I
coming back
was
to you to finish your
I
second
was
point.
really
Remember it.
trying. I
Go
was
ahead.
really trying to listen and like remember everything you said, but you just kept going.
My bad.
So first of all, the one thing, the glaring thing to me is that you just minimalized something that was so. You think it's not a problem because it's not a problem for you, and the thing that you're saying.
That's
is
not what I
literally
said.
the exact same. No, it is literally. So
No, it's
No,
not what I
no,
said.
no, no.
That's not what I said. I said it's a very small problem.
Let him
it's
finish. Let
literally
him
what you
I'm
finish.
not gonna let him misquote
Yeah,
It's
me.
that's
literally what
true.
you did.
That's true.
You're not gonna break. Look, it's literally what you did. You sat there and minimalized every single thing and you said, "Oh, it's something that they convinced you. You fell for it. Oh, this is something stupid." Blah blah blah. You know what? You say that because it doesn't affect you.
No, I'm asking where was abortion
Finish.
on the
Oh my
federal voting block? Where were trans rights? What was happening to them on a federal level that deserved your
Well,
presidential vote?
let him talk,
I'll let you
Vanessa.
talk for
Give him
so
just hold
long.
it for a second. I'm
So
gonna
long.
let you come back, Vanessa, to rebut. Go ahead,
And
Chris.
I'm not speaking out of a point of anger.
Yeah, I know.
I'm
No,
speaking out
this
of
Nobody's angry.
we can all have passion and
it's
not
not
be angry. We
no,
are
I'm not
all
even I'm
good.
not
I don't
even
see any issues here. Go ahead.
my problem is that you talk that talk, but then you're saying here everything. Please go away. I'm sorry. People are looking up at me. I'm at my son's track practice. Everything
Sorry.
you're saying is just minimalizing everything that these people believe in, and you're trying to tell me that it's not an issue. Okay, people are actually losing their freedom because they can't. Because of let me even take it back to this. We have our son in a private school strictly because of the things that he was forced to learn in public school, strictly because of the things that he was forced to take and digest in public school. People move when they're moved. And I'm gonna tell you right now, the things that you're saying, they didn't just rile people up. They resonated. So when you're saying that, oh, these things were trivial, they're minimal, 1%, this and this, it don't take but one time. But people weren't focused on what people were like the criminal. They're focused on the policies, the things that were and you when you see the White House lawn turn into a damn drag show, it resonates with people. They see that and they're like, okay, it's not the media jamming it down our throats. They see it. So to tell me that I was fooled and bamboozled and I don't know a damn thing, and this is that, and I'm so small-minded, please stop. Please stop. And I'm gonna say,
So you
last
just put words in my mouth.
I'm not done.
I didn't say any of that.
I regurgitated what you said.
Go
I
ahead and
didn't put any
finish.
words in your mouth. I literally said back to you what you said. Everything that you said was literally what I said. I sat there and I waited and I digested and I heard it. I took it and I sped it back as a facsimile. I don't take part in paraphrasing. I don't like doing it. I don't misquote people. I sat there and listened intently so that I could do that because I wanted to make sure that you heard it. You're seeing something through a lens and somebody else seeing it through another lens. Now, maybe these things don't affect you. The things they voted for don't affect you, or they do affect you, but they affect them another way. I vote with my pocketbook. I vote for my pocketbook. I vote for my family. I vote for things that affect me. When I said that we might live in two different worlds, I meant that. So because maybe these things affect you, look, my grandfather taught me, you got to do for you and yours first. I am going to put the vote that makes sure that we're not in the poorhouse. I'm not in the poorhouse. I don't suffer from any of these things you're talking about. I'm not having a bad time. I'm not having a bad experience right now. So you can say what you want and feel how you want, but at the end of the day, everybody that voted that way feels the same damn way. I can promise you that. Ask anybody.
That's not true.
Federal
employees, a bunch of federal employees, I promise you, don't feel that way. I can tell you, farmers don't feel that way. Farmers, for a fact,
you're asking me.
Yeah,
you're asking me, and everybody that's around me. I have my problems with what's going down, but not enough to have voted for Joe Biden. Not enough to have voted for Kamala Harris. That's for damn sure. So at the end of the day, what you're saying is trivial, is not. You can call it what you want, but it's not. And you know what?
Okay. All right.
Saying that is being tone deaf in itself, because you're speaking to somebody that doesn't agree with you. That's saying that I don't have to agree with you, and I also don't have to. When you say these things, they don't have to be. You know what? I said my piece.
No, Chris. I think I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna let Black talk. What she mean by trivial is, in the grand scheme of things of this nation, the percentage of those affecting people in this country is way less than 1%. That's what she mean by trivial. That's what she mean by trivial. That's what she mean. I'm not saying less than 1%. So it's not saying that it doesn't affect anyone. It's not saying it doesn't affect anyone, because that's what she's saying.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
She said, okay, so listen, the 1%, she was saying that that's 1% of the population that is that way, or that is whatever. But it is not affecting 1% of the population. It is clearly affecting more than 1% of the population. You have got a large group of the population that sees it that way. And
through scare tactics. Through the scare tactics that you talked about earlier. Honestly, through the scare tactics.
I know what scare tactics look like, and I've fallen victim to some. But I can tell you right now, the things that cause me to move around, move my money, and move my son here and do these things, they're not scare tactics. They're things that I saw, I digested, and then I decided with my wife, we prayed on it and said, you know what, we're doing this.
So
I didn't sit here and say, we're scared, we're gonna do this. No, we sat here and prayed on it. We thought about it, and then we did that.
So Black, I'm gonna give you the floor, Black. I just want to give you one example, because you say you took your child out of public school to put him in private school because of the things that they were teaching them and stuff like that. Right now, and I know we all live in.
It wasn't purely like no gay stuff. It was a lot of things. It was about the math. It was about a lot of other things.
Okay. So it was about the math. It was about the math. It was about wasn't gay stuff. A lot of things.
Not a singular thing.
Okay.
There's a lot of things.
Okay. So I'm gonna just speak as if I was a Muslim person right now. If I was a Muslim American, right now in Texas, if I send my Muslim child to school, they will see in school the 10 Commandments. That in and of itself is pushing a religion. Now, had that happened to you, you would feel the exact same way. Like, you are pushing your religion on me. You are pushing your religion on me. The entire state of Texas, every public school in Texas has to have the 10 Commandments up in their school. That is an infringement on everybody's rights. It is. But because it's a Christian thing, it's not a problem. When in reality,
do you think so? Talking about, are you saying that Christians are getting everything they want out of this?
That's not what I said. That's not what I'm saying. What I am saying is, I'm bringing up an example of you saying that you had to take your child out of school because of the things that they were teaching them and the things that they were seeing in school. I am saying that Christians, that right now in Texas,
we took him out 4 years ago.
Okay,
in the third grade. He's in the eighth grade now. So it's 5 years ago.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is exactly what you're saying. Why you took your kid out is happening in the entire state of Texas right now. Right now.
And turning point.
and on top of that, they trying to
Oh,
create chapters in
you
every
said
high
Turning
school.
Point?
Yeah,
Hey,
Turning Point.
let's not talk about Turning Point because that's a deep
Well,
that's a
but
deep
again,
rabbit.
It's affecting people.
but again, that's somebody's belief system. That is somebody's belief system. That should not be in schools. That should not be in schools. The 10 Commandments should not be in schools. Not public schools.
You know
I'm
what?
saying now if it's a private school,
Yeah.
absolutely. So what I'm saying is again, like her point was by trivial, she means that when it comes throughout the country, when it comes throughout the state, like it is 0.0001% of it being affected by something like that. This is something that 100% of public school kids are affected by this, regardless of religion.
Okay.
Regardless of
So
religion,
is this,
and that in and of itself is wrong. But that is pushed on by one party, the Republican Party. By the
so
Republican Party.
are we saying that the Republican Party is the only one that uses scare tactics? Look, I'm just curious.
You quit putting words in his mouth.
No, I'm not saying that at all. I'm speaking about this.
Asking the question.
No.
I need you to calm down.
Oh no. I am not saying that they're only ones that use scare tactics or anything like that. Because I think that there's times like if the Democratic Party says that we have an emergency when it comes to democracy and all of this stuff, they need to act like it more, and they don't. So yeah, they use scare tactics as well. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But
I mean, that's all.
Black, are you there? 'Cause I want you to come on
part,
next.
I'm not. Look, I want this to also be said because I'm not going to sit here and let you throw every because I was vulnerable for a second. I let y'all in and saying, hey, these are the things that I don't. This is the things I disagree with, and I don't feel like Trump's doing well. That's not a cause for you to go back and say, hey, well, you think that Trump is a piece of shit. Like, you can't do that.
No, nobody's saying that.
You can't do that. That is exactly what he's like. Oh, you said it with your own mouth. Trump this. Now, Trump ain't this. I'm like, come on, dude. You got to pump your brakes because that's not how this is going to work. If that was the case, and I would have just hung tight. I would have been closed lip.
No. I don't think she was. No. That's not what she was saying. I mean, what she was saying was, if you don't like these other things, why would this thing be the one that you hold on to? Like it was actually, she was actually saying, why is this so much of a priority? That's what she was saying. When in her opinion, and statistically, the chances of it happening are 0.000, like of affecting somebody is 0.0001%. So why is that thing, so much of a priority to you when Black Key coming off? I'm about to give it to him too. When you have all of these things that affect so many other people, not a priority. That was her point. Am I saying that correctly, Vanessa?
Yes.
So she was saying basically the trans issues is less than 1%, right? That affects America. The immigration stuff affects almost 50% of this country because we are almost a majority country. So we're still under 50%. And I mean by we, I'm talking about any people of color, whether it's Indian, whether it's Asian, whether it's Mexican, Hispanic, whether it's Black, any ethnicity, any race, I should say. We are the ones being stopped. Your kids are the ones that's going to be stopped. Chris, your kids are the ones going to be stopped. So it affects.
Stopped for what? I'm sorry.
Being stopped. Asked for potentially. As stopped and asked for their citizenship, their birth certificate, their passport. Are you really an American? All of those that affects us. That affects people of color.
I'm curious as to how, like, you say that's something that's a pervasive issue going on with people like Black people.
Yes.
This 0.00% or whatever. What percentage of Black people are experiencing that right now? I've heard of. I'm just curious.
It's happening in Minnesota right now because they got the blitz on the Minnesota.
People are stopping them. And
Absolutely.
They're stopping Black people.
Yes, sir. I can show. I played videos in my session last week. People at a Tesla charger. Rolled his window down and said, and they asked him for his identification to prove that he was a citizen.
Oh, you know what?
At a gas station.
I get it because of the Somali thing and all that.
Yeah. Yes.
Right.
Exactly. So they absolutely Haitians and everything. All right, Black, please go. Please go if you're there. He keep dropping out. Black, you there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you.
All right, I had to get on my wife's phone.
Okay.
The whole Obama thing, we don't pass that, but just going back, Obama never made a speech about don't come here. He never said it. People interpreted his policy and they said that's what his policy meant. But he never ever said those words. I went to AI and asked ChatGPT. I know you went on Google. Google, gave a brief description, but I got a little bit more in detail with ChatGPT. And they broke everything down on why people were saying it. But I'm not gonna get into that. But again, he never said that. And yes, he deported more people, but he did it with Congress approval and he did it humanely. What we seeing going on in Minnesota, people just doing what they want to do, and it's all over the news. So I don't want to go in detail about that because there's plenty of videos on there. And yes, Chris, they are targeting black people. They even targeted a black cop.
Black female cop.
Yes.
I actually had a video. I was going to show it. That was my next video to show.
Yes, so they are targeting black people. And I know you say you live in your bubble and we don't experience the same thing you experience.
Hold on. I was clear about my feelings on the immigration.
You were. Yeah, he did said against
I'm not feeling that.
You're not feeling it at all. You're right. You said that.
Okay. I was kind of missing some of it. My phone was kind of going in and out, so my apologies. But I just wanted to circle back onto that Obama thing because I did look it up. And what Vanessa was saying, Chris, about the 1%, what you got, I did not get that from what she was saying. She just was speaking from a 1% point of view. That is minuscule compared to the 100% of people in this world. And if we're going to focus on what LGBT going in the bathrooms and what they're doing, then we have to focus on Christian priests because they have been raping kids for years. And we haven't come up with no policies or changed the Constitution or boycott the Christian religion because of what they have been doing. And this is documented for years. They have been molesting, but yet we still are Christian. Yet we still support the religion. Yet we still go to church. And these priests and these other people are
I'm not a supporter of I think that because this is one of these conversations where it's like, okay, well, because they're doing this, is it supposed to dilute the whole?
No. That's not it at all. That's not it at all. That's not it at all. It's what he's saying is what he's saying is it's a bigger problem with pastors with Christian pastors than it is transsexuals, but we're fixated on transsexuals. That's what he's saying.
You know what? I'll tell you this. I keep my eyes on both. Because I've seen the evils of both. But I'm gonna be honest with you, I keep my eyes on all white men. And it's funny that the transsexual thing and all this stuff it's usually about white men. All this stuff is about white men at the end of the day. So I mean, I'm not blind to these facts. Like there's a reason that lesbians aren't trying to run into the bathrooms. Like it's a perversion. Like
transgender men aren't a danger to women in the first place.
I didn't come here. Okay, there are people that will differ from what you're saying, and they will argue with you to the cows come home. But regardless, I didn't come here to be an enemy. I'm not an enemy. I think we
don't think you are.
We don't look at you as an enemy.
Wait.
We don't.
Stop. I want to say this. I think Vanessa, you in particular have you treat me like a villain, and I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm blind to that. But at the same time, I didn't come here to be a villain. I didn't come here to argue. I came here if we wanted to debate, that's fine. But I'm feeling a lot of heat for reasons that I can't even see. But the point is, there's things that we see and there's things that we don't see. There's things there's lies that we bought collectively, and there's lies that we sold. Everybody doesn't see things the same way, and sometimes people do things for their own personal gain. Sometimes people do things for the gain of the collective. I'm not above admitting if I'm wrong. I feel like I might have covered that. I feel like I might have tried to prove that.
Absolutely, I think you have.
But my main thing is, I didn't come here to be villainized, but I also didn't come here to miss the mark, to miss the point, but to also not be able to share that. I came here to learn, but I'm gonna tell you that there's things that that I don't agree with, and I'm gonna stand on them things. I don't believe that these things you say this 1% on. That's not a trivial thing for me. That's not a small thing. And because you don't see all the things that we see, because we don't, another thing, we don't even watch the same news. I'm guaranteeing we don't watch the same outlets. So we don't see the lies that are being told about the other side, period. Both sides are doing the scare tactics. Both sides are putting out messages that are counterintuitive, they're counter to the other side. So until we start watching the same broadcast or taking in the same news, we're not going to see the same things. We're not going to understand the world the way one another does. I see that. That's why I came here, because I want to be able to fill in the gaps.
And I appreciate you again for coming. I truly, truly, truly do. We got a few minutes left before we clean our palate.
I got something. Just go ahead.
Vanessa, then I'm gonna come to you, Ronnie. Go ahead, Vanessa.
Yeah.
I mean, I just want to say, Chris, I don't think I've mistreated you. I think that accountability is uncomfortable, even when it's, something that we sign up for. And I'm not saying that you're a bad person. I don't even think your beliefs are bad. I think that the way that you used your vote was wasteful. And that's where I'm coming from. And your priorities and my priorities are completely different. And I get that. And I don't think that my priorities hurt you. That's the difference. Your vote hurt me. And that's why I think this conversation is important. Your vote hurt everyone in this conversation. So it hurts yourself.
Is it safe to say that I feel it didn't hurt me? Is it safe to say that I feel like your votes, had they come to fruition, and in fact, the first time I feel the same way that you feel
about Biden, right?
But Chris, but the difference is we seeing what your vote did. You only think that her vote would have changed things. That's the difference.
I disagree.
No,
but I watched her vote. I watched her vote. I watched y'all's vote. Previous administration do damage. So look, this is the thing. Like, it's all at this point. What we see or what we think we see, it kind of boils down to perception. And that kind of is the whole of America right now. Why we're in the situation we're in is because of perception. Because whether it be true or not, on either side, we perceive these things to be true. And that is why we exist. That is why we exist in this state of chaos, where at the end of the day, what they really have us doing is missing. And I'll say that I'm guilty of this too. They have us missing the mark. They have us missing what's really important. Even on like the things that y'all are saying. Yeah, there's a lot of validity to those things, and I like the humanitarian piece of that. And there are parts that are missing in that respect too. Like we're not seeing the whole picture, and that is what our problem is in general. We're not seeing it's the Kansas City Shuffle. We're not seeing what they're jingling the keys over here saying, hey, this is what you need to be. This is what the issue is, but it's really not.
I think in all fairness to you, Chris, yes, a lot of people do see one side and there's another side to the coin. But I think in this group, we will go to CNN and see what they showing, and then we will flip over to Fox and see what they showing. And we compare the two, and we talk to each other about a lot of things. So yes, in general, we are divided because we only see one side of that coin. But I think in this group, we look at both sides of the coin and come to our conclusion. So it's not just an opinionated on what they are forcing us to look at or what they are forcing us to see. We try to gather our facts. And if some still don't make sense to me, I'm going to go to ChatGPT. Then I'm going to call Ship and run something by him. And then I'm going to go look at another source to see what they're saying. And then I don't do it as much anymore, but I would go and look at for some foreign national news to see what they are reporting on this. And it can be happening in the United States, but I want to see how they seeing this and how they are reporting
a lot of that
before I
do more of that too.
Yeah, I started to put the French. I started to do that with the French newscast today about Trump's speech to Davos. Yeah, I started to.
I particularly like that practice, because like if you look at Al Jazeera, you look. I mean, look at what's happening in Africa. If you ask the French, man, they out of control. You know what I'm saying? But if you ask an African, they're getting their bag back. Like it's all about it's perception. feel like we're all victims of this. But even if you ask me, the truth about the whole matter is that neither one of these sides is really a side. It's all the same point, and the end goal is the same. We're not gonna get what we want from the Republicans or the Democrats at the end of the day, because they're both fighting the same fight. Or they're playing for the same team.
I
They
disagree
may
with
have
you.
different.
No.
I disagree with
I'll be
you.
honest with you. Hey, I'll be honest with you. They're going towards the same thing. No matter who's like, they might get there. They might get there differently.
So
But at the end of the day,
I,
the end result is going to be the
I
same.
disagree
I
with you.
think that's a story they tell you to keep you unengaged.
Because I mean, something as simple as one, the Republican Party is asking you for your papers, and the other party would never ask you for your papers like that.
Oh, you think?
I mean, not
I'm
never,
talking
but
about,
I'm just
look,
saying, like,
I'm not talking about our civil liberties, because that's all about to go out the window anyway. It don't matter how hard you fight, you're going to be less free. You're going to be less free in the next administration you were in this one, no matter who gets elected. I'm just being real with you. I mean, at the end of the day, when you see how and I've seen a lot of this when I've been in these different when I've been in these different meetings, and I've actually seen how politics works up high. There's no sides. There's no sides.
So let me ask you something, Chris, right quick.
Let
Let me just ask a quick question. Since there's no sides and you've been in, these meetings, and we're going to lose our civil liberties regardless of who's next in line to be president, if Kamala Harris would have won instead of Trump, would we be in Minnesota arresting people the way that we're doing? And would we be trying to take Greenland? Would we have went into Venezuela? Then those just a few
like I said,
questions.
they have different ways of getting there. Different things they do along the way.
So you saying Kamala would have did
These
that?
people don't even make these decisions. Like Trump might be pulling. I'm be honest with you. Trump got strings too. You think
I agree with you 100%. Yes, the president don't make these decisions. I get that, and I think we all get that on this. But I don't think that Kamala would have been doing what Trump is doing.
No.
I don't think so.
You're probably right. You might be wrong, but I'll say there's no way to tell. There's no way to tell, because at the end of the day, these decisions aren't. I think what I was trying to say when I said there's no sides, is that these decisions are part of a larger plan. Whether what the path that is taken to get there, I don't think it really matters to the people that are trying to get us there. That's why so many things happen that's why in these back rooms, there's so many things that happen, like that it doesn't matter, because it'll transcend. Like, I mean, bureaucracies transcend presidencies. It's the same thing. No matter what happens in the presidency, you can't kick out the bureaucrats.
that's on purpose to keep a stable government, to keep a stable government. That's the reason why we have it. Like, that's why we have the civil service. And I just want to add this. For instance, like you're saying that we would still get there. Like, under Trump ran on deporting everyone.
Right.
The only way to deport everyone is to do what he's doing, which is ask every minority eventually for their papers. Ask minorities for their papers. That's the way. That's how you get there. That's the only way to get there, to deport everyone. You can't just deport the criminals and take the people out of the jails that don't belong here.
You know, I mean, I'm just. They deporting white people too. Y'all know that, right?
When they become like at borders or at customs or something like that, they are not asking white folks on the street for their papers. They are not doing that. But we have, like I said, I can play you the video of the police chief of Minnesota talking about his officers getting stopped on their way home from work, being asked for their papers because they're people of color. Only the people of color.
And I'm not disputing that. That's wrong. And profiling is a bitch, and
that's exactly. But again, that goes back to the Republican Party, because the Republican Supreme Court has said racial profiling is okay. That just happened this past year. They literally just said racial profiling is okay.
Mm-hmm.
That just was affirmed this year in the Supreme Court. And we actually had a podcast on it talking about, is this a slippery slope? Because they said it was okay for immigration. Well, what's next? Now it's gonna be okay to stop people for quote unquote crime. Why would it just stop at immigration?
You know, could have came on this podcast and just and just been like a normal dude. Because
Yeah.
when you hear me in conversations, I rarely like this is very rare that I ever bring up Trump, but I talk about these issues and how I feel about them often. But I don't have to deal with the specter hanging over my head of
Of
somebody
being,
saying,
yeah.
"Oh, you like," I don't have to deal with that because I can speak my mind and not have to deal with somebody saying, "Oh, you should feel like shit because you voted for Trump." Like,
No,
okay, I voted for Trump.
Said that.
nobody has said that you should need to feel like shit. But I'm gonna say
Again,
this is where
perception.
this is where your two Americas come in at, is the people that you're around are probably other Trump supporters. So, or not
No,
people who
no,
voted for
bro,
Trump or whatever
no,
like that. I don't
no.
know. So if they're not, they're
No,
not. But
I'm surrounded by a litany, various smorgasbord of, different types of people, and like I'll be honest with you, and
mhm.
that's something that I also wanted to bring up. Can I plug something real quick?
Go ahead.
I don't know if you noticed about me, but I wrote a book. It's called Black and Red All Over,
Okay.
and I released it in September. It's a book about me growing up as a young Black conservative and my journey to that because I didn't start there, how I got there, and you know who both the majority of people that bought my book, not Trump supporters, not Republicans. You know what I'm saying? And I'll
Hmm.
tell you right now, they have. I've opened some eyes, and I've had some great discussions on both sides. I just wish, and that's one of the things I wanted to make sure. I wanted to have a conversation with you and your whole because look, I love everybody on here. Y'all look, we all human beings, and look, at the end of the day, we really fight for the same thing. We want our families to be safe. We want to be able to be prosperous. All this. I
Hmm.
mean, there are things that y'all want above and beyond that I want too. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get this feeling that y'all feel like I don't believe that we should have the right to walk free in this country. I do, and
No, no, no.
you're saying that because I voted for Trump that I don't feel that way, but that's not true.
Can
Like
I?
there's things that I felt strongly about, more strongly than the specter of what could happen. Because it's not, it's perception. It's not happening to me. And
Yeah.
as I touched on that earlier. I can tell you right now that I'd rather have a voice for unborn children than think about like, oh well, this might happen because I don't see that coming to me. I don't see what you're talking about. I don't see that coming to me. Like I see slippery slopes. You know what I'm saying? I see things that could happen, and I take those and I process them. But I'm looking at the immediate, and
So
honestly, there's things there's gaps in that y'all have mentioned that there's things that I may not have seen and may have glossed over, or also just may have been blind to. I won't disagree with that, and I won't obfuscate.
and
But
we appreciate that. Go ahead. But
it's just like I don't. I'm trying to be. I don't say I'm trying to be diplomatic. I'm trying to gain that common ground
yeah, you're being
to let y'all know
honest. You're
this.
being honest,
This is
and we
yeah.
appreciate it.
'Cause
We
Yeah,
do.
I'm not. I don't feel Trump every day. I'm not out here trying to
Yeah.
be like, oh man, you know what, Trump?
Mhm.
You'll never. You can go look at my stuff. I'm not like, on my socials. I'm not out here saying, oh,
Yeah,
Trump
that's what
is
made me
like, man,
hit you
I
up,
will not.
because you
Yeah,
talked about the stuff and was happening in Minnesota and it was bothering you. So that's what made me
yeah,
hit you up. I'm like, yo, I would love to have you on a pod because you being honest. And so
right. And
that's
I
what I
speak
want.
out
That's
when
what
I
I want.
can,
I don't want a Peter Genius dude that just out here that's just rolling hard for Trump no matter what and just coming up and smirking. Like, I don't want that. I want honesty. And we're having an honest conversation.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna just say this for everybody that's on here and anybody that's commented or anything like that. Nobody is judging you. I'm gonna say that I'm speaking for
Mhm.
Vanessa right now because I know Vanessa and I've known her like
Right.
for 30 years.
I
And
know
I
what
know her
Vanessa's saying
heart.
right
Like
now.
she's
I know what
not
Vanessa's saying right now. Look, she probably saying, hit dog or holler.
no no
No.
I'm,
no
I'm just
she's
messing
not
on like,
judging you. Yeah, she's not nobody here is judging you. We have difference of
yeah, I
opinion.
feel that.
We and we may say we don't agree with this should be your priority. I think that's our biggest thing. I don't she don't agree that this should be your priority. Your priority should be this. Now we can argue about that all day back and forth because guess what? That's strictly opinion. That's
Right.
strictly opinion how you feel as a
Right.
person and how you so don't take anything that she said like that as as trying to come at you. And I'm gonna just say this two things. Number one, if you have fellow people, black, white, or whoever else to come on, we would love to have this dialogue with other people that can be honest about it and not just be rah 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 rah. We can all say Joe Biden was wrong about this, Obama was wrong about that. Trump was wrong about this, and we can have these conversations. That's what I would love to have with this. That's why it's called a shipwreck, because we can have different opinions.
Right.
Shit, I was just arguing with Ronnie. I was like, nah, bro, I don't agree with you there. You know what I mean? So that's what we are about. And
y'all be surprised about the amount of conversations that I have. Like, I go to West Texas often because my wife is from there.
Mhm.
Man, let me tell you, like, I have sat in some uncomfortable rooms and had to be that nigga in there. Look, I ain't gonna lie, because I see people every day that are glazing the crap out of Trump. Like, they're on there, like they're on that rah-rah, but like, I mean, to a level where he can do no wrong. I know some Trumpers. Like, and to me, that's some scary. I'm trying not to, because that's some scary stuff.
You say scary shit. We cuss on here all the time. Don't worry about
it.
I don't fuck with them, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I don't fuck with Trumpers, but I don't fuck with people that wear like, I got a MAGA hat, but I'm not like that. I got that shit a while back to pissing people off because I got tired of motherfuckers saying like, all right, you can't do that. You can be like, I'm gonna wear my Trump hat so you can talk to, like, but that's just because, hey, Bobby, I like to fuck with people. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to sit over here and watch it, because if you see me as a person, like if you see me out there in the world, in the free, I'm doing shit. I'm actually working within the police organizations to make sure that good policing happens. Like, I go in there deep, bro. I just did my Citizens Police Academy, did 13 weeks in there deep. I was the voice in the room, making sure, like, I'm checking them, bro. I'm seeing what they're about. You know what I'm saying? I'm learning. And to be honest, bro, San Antonio is one of the best trained police organizations in the country. They do tons more hours than anybody else does. I've seen the metrics and I've actually done the research, but that's neither here nor there. I go into these places because I want to make sure that I'm speaking from a place of knowledge. Like, that's one of the things I kind of was hesitant about coming on, because I have not been keeping up with a lot of current events. What I know is cursory. A lot of things I know are cursory because I've been living with my nose to the grindstone, really trying to build up my organization, my nonprofit, write my books, do all this stuff, and raise my kid. But the things that I've seen, I'm very vocal about. You'll see me on. I'm very vocal about things I'm not feeling, bro. And I used to worry about being shadow banned, but I don't even care no more, because I'm really about trying to do. If I made a mistake somewhere, I want to make sure that I can do everything I can to correct it. I'm not gonna sit there and say that me voting for Trump was a mistake, because I don't believe that fully. I fully feel like there's things that I would have suffered, that our country would have suffered from more had it gone the other way. But that again is my opinion.
That's your opinion,
So
and again, you're welcome here. And I'm gonna say this the other thing I was gonna say to you. I will have you back on just to talk about your book, so we can and have guests on here and actually, because like Black said earlier, you know, and you know, as a Black man, like, Black people are really conservative. That's why we voted for Joe Biden in the first place. That's why we wasn't, you know, all on it. That's honestly where I'm with Tariq over Jasmine at right now. Shameless plug. We're gonna I'll talk about that at the end. So like I would love to have you back on to talk about your book and you answer questions on how you got there and where you at and I think, like I said earlier, I didn't say this earlier. I think a lot of the things of why you may feel the way you feel is because you're the only distinguishing voice in the room when it comes to you supported, you voted for Trump and you stand by that vote, and you don't see an issue with it as of today, or enough of an issue to change your vote today. I'll say it that way. Enough of an issue to change your vote today.
No.
So
I never got to fully answer that question.
Okay.
When we got to that point, we kind of went off on a tangent, but if there was, I was gonna say, if we had that vote again today, I would have to see the other candidate.
Okay.
You know, there because me saying that I would vote for Trump is not a if I see something that clean this mess up, like actually do something different, then there's a possibility. So I'm not something that's saying, oh, I'm gonna vote for Trump over everybody. Like if there's somebody that was put forth that I agreed with and that I could resonate with, and that I saw something that would change to my benefit, the benefit of my family, I'll be on that.
All right, because
I'm not stuck on a candidate.
We are long people, but I'm gonna give everybody an opportunity to talk. I'm gonna start with Ronnie and work my way down. Ronnie, Vanessa, Black, last, and then we're gonna clean our palate. So I'm gonna tell you this right now. If you have anything, Chris, the way I end my show now is we clean our palate, and what I mean by that is all of this talk, we're passionate, and some of it is good, some of it is bad, or whatever like that. But we always end the show on a positive note. It could be something about your kids. It could be something about
I love
your
that.
parents. It could be something about yourself. It could be something about something in the world that's going on. But we end the show on something that is positive going on in this world, and that's how we end the show. Okay, it's nothing to do with any of this topics, anything like that. So if something's going on with your kids, or something going on with your brother, like somebody got the promotion, it doesn't matter. Big it
Right.
up.
I love
So that's how we're gonna clean our palate. I'm gonna let Ronnie talk first about the rest of the show before we get to our palate. So save your palate, Ronnie, if you got one. And then we're gonna go Vanessa and then Black, and then we're gonna end the show. So go ahead, Ronnie.
All right, just as quick as I possibly can, because I know we way over. I see that. So to everyone's point on here, and from everybody, everyone has their perspective. Everyone has that. Again, we had talked about this. I don't know a few weeks ago when I did the perspective thing. And you're right, and you're in a sense to what when everybody looks at. But when someone else is outside looking in, and they can see what they see, and they say, "Hey, you are doing something that's probably not safe for you." It's going to be incumbent on someone else to say, "Hey," on us to say, "Hey, that's probably not a good thing to be doing." And then again, it's going to take the person that's making that decision to make the decision to think like, "Hey, you know what? Maybe what they said was right." But always go research it. If you are listening out here, please like, share, and subscribe to this.
Thank you.
And please come back, man, because you're very well spoken. You seem very educated, which is great. And you're out there in the community doing things that some of us haven't had opportunity or even want to go out there and do. And
we appreciate that
with the police. That's big time. So I commend you on that. So thank you for that, because we need more people like yourself out there doing that very thing. I hope that you guys are also doing the same thing as getting people out there to vote and educating the people, because ultimately what we talk about on here a lot of times is our educational system is jacked up. Because if you think about our reading thing, we're at a 6th grade level, Miss Vanessa, average, which is a very comprehensive or very understanding reading level, and the majority of those people are on really one side of the fence, right? So the whole thing is, if you think about that, if more and more people can educate themselves, to get people out there to educate them on some of the things that they have, things that they want to support, or even things that they want to contend. He's right. You got to have the proof on that, right? But when we on this kind of thing, we've already done our research on it. But the whole thing for everyone else on here, this is a very inclusive podcast, very inclusive. Don't ever think that we're out here attacking anyone, because that's not the case. What it is like when we're talking, you say your piece, someone else says what they have to say, and if you agree, disagree, whatever it is, Bobby gives you plenty of time to rebut or make your points. So be courteous enough to just listen and actually hear and listen things, or actually hear them as they're speaking as peace. For me, how can I clean my palate? So it's not really clean my palate.
I'm gonna come back to that. I want everybody to talk first. I want everybody.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Clean our palate is gonna be last. Go ahead, Vanessa.
I don't really have much more to say. I think we covered a lot of it, and I think that was a good recap from Ronnie. Honestly, I think the discussion is important. I think we have to keep having it. I think we've figured out, how to have it in a way that's respectful, but also holds each other accountable for, it's one thing to say, this is what I stand for. It's another thing to say, this is what I stand for, but caveat, and Ruben's good about that. Like when he's talking about, money in sports, right? Like we can have our whole agenda, but if you're still watching NFL every weekend, you're contributing to the problem, right? So we all have a piece of that. We all have that thing that we're not letting go of, that, pry it out of my cold dead fingers before I'm going to let it go, even though I know it does something that affects other people negatively, or in the global cabal, you know, the Illuminati behind the curtain. We're all contributing to the problem. I don't think anybody is pretending we're above it. And I don't think anybody wants to give that impression that we think we're above it. I also think that coming on a platform like this, especially when you know you're going to be the voice of opposition, takes courage. And I appreciate anybody who does that. Period. I would like to know what platform your book is on, Chris, because I can't find it on Amazon.
You got to look up. It's on Amazon. You got to look up Black and Red All Over book.
Book? Okay.
Just type in book at the end and it'll pop up.
Got it.
I appreciate your support.
I need to get that as well. Black
and Red All Over.
Picking back off of what the two ahead of me said, Chris, I will say it's tough to come on a pod like this, especially when you have strong-minded people and opinionated and informed people. Don't take offense to what we're saying or what we say to challenge you, because if you say something and it opens up something else, then we're gonna challenge that. So if you tell us the sky's blue, but yesterday you said it was green, we're gonna reach back and be like, yeah, nah, well, you said it's blue today, yesterday you said it was green. So just kind of give you an example of, if you say something and it opens up something else, we're gonna challenge you. Please don't take that as an attack. And what my wife and I do in our household, when somebody say something or she may say something to me or I say something to her and she say, well, you said this and you said this, and we be like, is that what I said? Or is what I said, is that how it makes you feel? So take what we say into consideration. We coming out of nothing but love here. At some point, Shipman and I don't disagree. And I'm like, man, if I was around that motherfucker, I would light his ass up. But the moment I see him, we having a drink together and ain't nothing happened. So I would challenge Ship. He would challenge me. Running out and be on this show and we don't challenge each other and we don't win at it. But at the end of the day, it's nothing but love. We have different opinions on political opinions and what we believe in. That's your right. We're not going to love you any less, and we're not going to look at you any different. But I will tell you, we will challenge you, and hopefully at the end of the day, we all learn something. I take a little bit from you, you take a little bit from us. And hopefully a week from now, a month from now, even 6 months from now, you'll look back and be like, damn, I remember when Black said this. His ass was right. I can't believe that I didn't see this. And the same thing with you. We probably gonna all get your book. I love supporting people. So we will I will go on Amazon, look for the book, get it. And to write a book, I think that is awesome, bro.
Yeah.
Congratulations
on that.
Yeah, keep doing your thing. I know it's not easy, because a couple people in my circle, we don't talk about writing books. They in the process of writing a book, so I know it's not easy to get that shit published or printed, really, because a lot of people doing it themselves now, publishing themselves and just getting it on Amazon. But I know it's not easy, so congrats, bro.
Thank you.
All right, Chris, I'm gonna leave the last word with you, and you can start us off with clean your palate. If you don't have anything to clean your palate with, that's totally fine as well. But I'm gonna give you the opportunity to clean your palate for the end of the pod.
Okay, you want me to do a closing thing and clean palate, or just clean palate?
You can close if you have more to say. You absolutely can close, or if you just want to clean your palate, it's up to you. Completely up to you.
I'm gonna close with this. I feel very blessed to have the opportunity to have this discourse with y'all. I don't see this as an other. I see this as a us. Being able to be. I don't get a lot of these conversations anymore because I don't practice the religion of politics like I used to.
Mm-hmm.
But being able to have civil discourse with people and because look, at the end of the day, we all have the same thing that we're really trying to accomplish. Safety for our family, being prosperous, all that. But all that being said, I feel blessed to have this opportunity to speak with y'all. I'm very grateful for you allowing me the time to come in here and to just say my piece. and I think I've learned a lot, and I think I made that clear that I've learned quite a bit from this conversation and things that I would take out into the world, and other things that I could stand on. You don't see you don't see, and you don't know what you don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Period. My palate cleanser is I don't even know. I think that it had to be my son. He's got straight A's.
Oh,
He,
congratulations.
Awesome.
he's killing it in math. He's killing it
Yay.
in math. He's he's got he's got he is killing it in track. He's running AAU track. So yeah, I mean,
What's
I'm
up?
working on my second book. I'm starting a nonprofit organization called Project Reload that's going to deal with trauma facing professionals and suicide prevention, compassion fatigue, and divorce. We're going to be doing a lot. We're working with veterans as well. We're going to be doing some clinical stuff. We're going to be doing. I'm going to be starting a camp. It's actually going to be like a lone hollow type deal, going out in the wilderness and working on some things. But it's going to be like nothing y'all ever seen before, and it's going to actually work. We're out here we're going to be saving lives.
Outstanding. And again, even I was say the same thing for your nonprofit. You're definitely welcome to come on here and talk to us about it, and because good work is good work, and like I said, it's we do talk a lot about politics on here and what's going on in world events, but we talk about real life stuff with parenting, with mental health, with relationships. We talk about everything. We do fun stuff, like we need to go back to our soundtracks. That's going to be one of the things we come back to here in the movie soundtracks. What's the greatest movie soundtracks of all time? Like we do fun stuff too. So I would love to have you come on again. You're welcome, even if you're not to promote anything, just to come on, listen, or just to watch, or come on and just talk about how you feel about this, that, or the other. You are always welcome, and we really appreciate it. Thank you, Chris. Thank you so much. All right, Ronnie, you got anything?
I'm glad we did this.
Thank you. Ronnie, you got anything? Oh, and we're usually 2 hours, but we went long today. And I didn't get to more than half of my videos. I didn't get any of them today. No, it was I think it was an outstanding pod. It really was. It truly, truly, truly was. Ronnie, you got anything to clean your palate with this week? We can't hear you. We can't hear
you. Kids started the second semester for college. Then he's starting there. Yeah, so this is gonna be something good. One thing I do want to say though is just not clean your palate, but pay attention to if you got people that's gonna be in this snowstorm, winter weather craps that's coming around. Please check on your people, because a lot of these communities are not prepared for this onslaught of whatever is gonna be rain or snow. Other than that, thanks, brother. Thanks, Chris, and everyone else that came and participated. Thanks, Bobby, for continuing to let us have this platform.
Always. Vanessa,
I quit smoking.
Hey, congrats!
It's been 6 days.
Congrats!
I felt every second of the last 6 days. No, but that's my cleaner. Yeah, that's it.
Oh, congratulations and good luck. Good luck.
Thank you.
Black.
Congrats, Vanessa, on that. I know that's a hard thing to do.
Yeah, it is.
Thank you.
My palate cleanser is going to be my wife. She if y'all don't know, she own a candle business. She got it up and running. She's into her first store now. So they're selling candles in a healing store up in the Woodlands. And she started her nonprofit organization. She opened it, did all the paperwork, filed, did everything she had to do, and got the approval from the state. So she's officially in charge of a nonprofit. More information will be coming out about that. She's going to launch it in February, but I wanted to give her props because I know how difficult and much paperwork that you have to do to get a nonprofit organized and started and do it correctly. And she did it, and I'm proud of her.
That's amazing.
Yeah, congratulations.
That's awesome. That is awesome, man.
Yeah, and I'm gonna come talk to y'all because the nonprofit I said I always wanted to start. When I retire, I'm gonna start that. I'm definitely that is one of the major things that I'm going to start. And
so a foundation that's a nonprofit, man, that is amazing. And I'm learning a lot myself, but she got it up and going. So it's running.
Congrats. All right. The Clean Our Palette this week is going to be from one of our people that are on the couch constantly and got her own pillow. We always keep a pillow right there for her, so when she get on the couch, we can just lift the pillow up and she sit in her spot. It comes from Miss Holly Williams, and another member that's on the pod very often.
Wow.
Ruben is expecting his first child this summer, so we got
That's
a granny and a
amazing.
daddy. I don't
Yay.
think we can clean our palette any better than that.
Where's the fireworks?
Any better? I think you got to do something. You got to like thumb up.
Congratulations!
Yay!
Congratulations!
That's amazing.
That's awesome.
And we look forward to having another shipmate in the family. With that being said, I love y'all, and I hope to see y'all next week. And peace.
That grandbaby's gonna be spoiled, God.
What? Lay you back.